Bar Association every time, it'll make just as much sense, and they call up Coca-Cola and have them remove my membership. And then while you're at it, why don't you contact PS4 Live and get them to remove my account at the same time? Contact YouTube, contact Squatters, contact Parlay, contact BitChute. I want you to contact everything that I am on and tell them that you are reporting me to the police because, in my opinion, you are a pedophile when you are sharing porn with children. You fucking pedo!
Welcome back, everybody, to Crows of Judgment. I'm going to apologize, okay? I'm going to apologize because I should have talked about the Ohmwrecker, Delirious stuff, the video from Liz Katz and everything, and we're gonna do that tonight. But let me explain why. Okay, I am apologizing for not talking about it sooner because I have trouble keeping things secret, and I know a lot about this situation that I cannot reveal. Okay, I legitimately cannot reveal it. All right, without compromising a lot of things. But what I can say is that there's a lot of things that I would love to talk about now based on the things that I do know, right? And some other things that are going on too. Now, yeah, we got some other stories we'll talk about and all. I've got some smaller things we'll jump into because I know the other guys probably going to hop on later. But we'll get into it. Don't worry. It's going to be a very it's going to be a very insightful show. I think. I hope so. Anyways, but as far as the other news stories that we've been following recently, the Rittenhouse trial. I'm sure there's some clips that are on Twitter that I'll pull up for you guys. For those of you who are unaware, Kyle Rittenhouse actually took the stand in his own defense today, which I saw a lot of people disagreeing with. It seemed like most people were saying that Kyle had already won his case, and putting him onto the stand does not play very well, right? Because anything can happen. Anything can happen once he is on the stand. And he could say something that will open the door for them to introduce other statements of his that normally wouldn't be related, but, you know, he puts back into the ring, right? Overall, I think realistically, you know, there's the way that we're watching it and everything and getting mad and all that stuff. But when you're actually sitting there in the jury and everything, you have to sit through all this shit. I can't imagine that it worked very well for that jury to keep Kyle on the stand for that length of time on cross, right? And I'm just saying there were some really dumb things that got said by the prosecutor, including one statement where, like, there's like a flaming trash, there's like a flaming dumpster, right? And so, like, Kyle's like, Kyle's like, you put out the dumpster, and the prosecutor goes, "Why would you put the fire out?" Like, I'm going. Earlier, you tried to imply that him moving a dumpster, right, was some sort of fucking threat or something. Like, it was really dumb shit. It was really dumb shit. But what got crazy, right? What got really crazy was the judge who 2-3 times, I think, started to call out the prosecutor, the ADA, in one circumstance, and this is probably the most egregious one. The ADA was attempting to use the fact that Kyle exercised his right to remain silent, right? Now, for those of you who are aware, the right to remain silent is like sacred, right? You are not required to self-incriminate yourself. Why is this on the... Oh, gosh, give me a second. I just had you in send, and then I realized
Yeah, we're all coming in now. We should be. We just got off call with...
Oh, who are you on call with?
Well, everybody.
Gay ops.
Yeah.
Gay ops.
We're eating pizza rolls and drinking fucking Monster.
What's up, man? Okay, so let me fix this background image. Okay, well, I thought that was the one I uploaded, but apparently it wasn't. See, J.
He's doing it.
There we
live.
go. There we go. Oh no, the background image. I just had to update it.
Oh, okay. There you go. Oh, they gotta get the
We gotta put John right next to the big fake tits.
the fan service right there. There you go.
Oh boy.
Them knockers, though.
The position on this is actually fucking brilliant. I love it.
It actually is. Look at that. Very good
okay.
thumbnail. Very good thumbnail choice. I gotta say.
all aura. This is perfect.
Yeah. It is.
Okay, so I was just talking about the Kyle Rittenhouse stuff. We're gonna jump into Liz Katz things here. I just got some smaller things pulled up. I just wanted to show one clip from the trial today versus playing a bunch of videos from it. I don't know if you guys saw, but like the judge started to shout at the ADA, right? And it was really not like it was not a very good look.
I saw a bunch of memes on Twitter about it. I didn't watch the actual thing though. I was busy.
Well, I one thing I found interesting is look, I've seen some people like cry and shit, right? And generally you tell it's fake and everything. I like Kyle started to cry and they like, took a 10-minute recess and everything. People are like, oh, he's crying. And, a lot of people started saying he was faking it, right? And this all this performance and everything. And I saw somebody and they were like, he has PTSD. He's having a panic attack. That's why they went for recess. And if you look at it, it looks like a panic attack, right? Because it's not just the crying, it's the hyperventilating, right? So
he got hysterical. The kid got hysterical.
He did, right? Like, I mean, it's pretty evident. But if you went to Twitter, right, they have photos of his face, and they're like, "There are no tears. He's faking it. He's faking it." And then finally, like hours later, a higher resolution image came out, and you can see the tears, right? Mm-hmm. And so then it turned into they're fake crocodile tears. And there's this incredibly highly paid whore that works at CNN known as Anna Navarro, right? And Anna looks at the fucking image of him crying, right? And then goes on this whole statement about, I'm sure the families of those victims had actual tears. And I was like, you mean
one of the victims is a pedophile? You
mean the pedophile who would marry women so that he could rape their sons?
What?
Yeah. This is the family. This is Rosenbaum's family, right?
Motherfuckers.
He would marry women who had young boys so that he could then rape the young boys.
Wasn't the other one like a woman abuser that would like suffocate?
Oh, and we haven't gotten to Huber yet. We haven't gotten to Huber yet. Don't worry. We're still on the fucking pedophile, right? Huber has twice put his hands around the neck of a woman and tried to choke her out. Twice, and was convicted of it. Oh, and also took a knife and held his own mother and brother at knife point.
Oh my God.
And I'm going, this dumb, stupid, overpaid whore that works at CNN, Anna Navarro, right, is trying to build sympathy for a spousal abuser who pulls a knife on his own family members and a pedophile who would marry women so that he could specifically rape their sons. And this bitch is on Twitter, right, telling everybody about the real victims here. I think the funniest fucking statement that's been said about this entire trial is that they cannot disclose the criminal history of both Huber and Rosenbaum, because if they told the jury that there is a man who was murdered and that man raped 5 young boys and the other man tries to choke women out, the jury might not give a shit that they actually got shot. That's your victims, right? Meanwhile, you have people on the left shrieking that they want this 17-year-old in prison getting fucking raped and shit. Right?
Oh, yeah, that was fucked up. That
was completely fucked up. And I'm going, look, even if you want to say Rittenhouse did, like, even if you are convinced Rittenhouse was in the wrong and he shouldn't have been there and yada, 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 right? I just do not understand the moral outrage for the life of a pedophile that raped 5 young boys and a man who choked 2 of his girls out and drew a knife on his own family members.
Some weird outrage out there.
It's very strange.
You know,
it's very fucking strange.
It's very strange how domestic abuse and rape is conveniently okay when it's for the right political reason or whatever, you know?
Well, the left is all about accepting all the fucked up shit. So that's kind of their flaw there, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
I was about to read it.
Skip my super chat, please.
I have to read it. You sent the super chat. I have to read it. Jimmy King Drago, a different type of toys to be hunting, John. Well,
Demon King
he said that a while ago. He said that a while ago.
Yeah, the context would have made more sense if you would have read it back then.
I can't do that anymore. I'm a married man. I don't. I can't.
Sorry, I'll do it. Hell yeah, dude.
Okay, hold on. I'll fix this right now. Hold on, guys. Let me fix this.
No.
No, hold on.
Oh.
There you go, son.
Beautiful. I love it.
And now you get the boobs all to your seat. Yeah.
Right on top of it.
There we go. There we go. John, I just saved your integrity. Zombie Fox, geez, I've been so busy with other stuff. What type of fuck shit have I missed? Sounds very disturbed as all hell. I mean, if you're talking about the Rittenhouse trial, if you gotta watch Rekieta's streams, dude. Rekieta had 70,000 people watching.
It. Yeah,
he had 70,000?
70,000 live viewers for well over an hour. Over an hour.
Check this out.
Crazy.
So the day before, he had 35,000. So his audience doubled within the span of a friggin' day, bro. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He had 35, about a good 35,000 consistent viewers the day before. It's crazy, man. Well, I mean, he's killing it right now with this coverage of this stuff. More people are watching his stuff than the news networks.
Well, you know,
that's how much they fucked up
YouTube,
in the news networks.
I mentioned this to somebody though, because hands down, Rekieta's the number one channel to actually watch the trial from, because you have him who's an actual attorney, and he usually will have
a panel of other attorneys
plus at least of attorneys there giving different perspectives on the trial, right? Yeah. And I saw them they were disagreeing on when the defense attorney should be calling to object, whether or not it's right for the defense attorney to do his cross. It's stuff like that I find really interesting, because they're actually debating the tactics at the trial, right? But it is hilarious. It is outright hilarious when you have 7 attorneys watching, right? And you see the judge shout, and all of them just go, "Oh!" It's the funniest shit. Because it's so much fun. But I mean, today was probably the biggest thing, because nobody expected Kyle Rittenhouse to actually take the stand, right? Nobody did. And see, when he took the stand, that's when things got really bad. Because there were 2 specific circumstances that led up to the judge shouting at the ADA. The first, in the United States, for anyone who's not in the country, there is something called the right to remain silent, right? The Fifth Amendment, right? It's a constitutional right not to self-incriminate, right? So if you choose not to speak to the police, that cannot be held against you, right? Yeah. Okay, so when he was arrested, he right to remain silent. He did not speak with the police. Okay. The fucking ADA then starts asking him about why he didn't say anything. Now, here's the problem with that. Okay. It's already inappropriate for a juror to use someone claiming the Fifth Amendment, right, as justification to prove their guilt in something, right? It's highly improper. Okay. For a trial attorney, a practiced trial attorney with tons of experience sitting in a judge's courtroom who he has practiced in front of before, right? Does something that's just blatantly fucking. The judge said that he was going. I think it said something like he had crossed the line or was going far over the line with bringing up Rittenhouse not speaking with police after being arrested, right? The second thing that comes up is something that the judge had already ruled on, right? Something the judge had already ruled on, which is a previous statement by Kyle 4 months prior when he was looking at shoplifters, right? And the judge had already ruled on it. The district attorney then says, well, you left it open, and the judge just snaps immediately, right? And just says,
oh, that was funny.
Yeah, he goes, well,
that was so
the court
funny.
left it open, and the judge just immediately goes, I left it open for me, not you. Like, it was just, yeah, dude, Judgement, he was doing him Judge shitty.
Rightfully so, dude. The fucking prosecutor sucks.
I don't see anyone who's like legitimately trying to defend this prosecutor. Like, I don't see anyone who's legitimately trying to defend the prosecutor.
I hope it's a mistrial.
I mean, look, one thing that's pretty interesting, and I don't know if it's in this clip specifically, but we'll try to see. Here we go. Sorry, I just had this one pulled up.
Why would you think that made it okay for you without any advance notice to bring this matter before the jury? I was astonished when you began your examination by commenting on the defendant's post-arrest silence. That's basic law. It's been basic law in this country for 40 years, 50 years. I have no idea why you would do something like that. And it gives, well, I'll leave it at that.
Damn.
So I don't know what you're up to.
Okay, so
This guy is going full like Judge Judy on this.
okay. I want to be clear. Later on, when this gets brought up again and they're talking, the fucking ADA goes and says, it was my good faith attempt at something, right? And the judge cuts him off and says, I think you're lying. Like, just flat out says he calls him a liar. Like, I was like, oh my God, that's how bad this turned into.
Right? The prosecutor is so bad faith.
Well, the problem is the prosecutor doesn't have a case here. He really doesn't have a case. So
I mean, we saw with that one witness. Holy shit!
That was their key witness against the guy,
wreck.
Right? And I'm like, Littlefinger here, when he was, doing his cross on Kyle, was saying things like, "So Mr. Rosenbaum didn't have a gun, so why'd you shoot him?" And it's like, The problem is he goes and points into all the instances where he doesn't shoot Rosenbaum and then goes to the frame of Rosenbaum actually jumping at the gun. And it goes, and that's
did
when
you also
him.
see the whole he was saying that like there was like video games?
Oh my God, yeah. He tried
something with video games. I forgot exactly what it was.
Okay.
Holy fuck.
He tried to like here's the really bad part about it. The gun that Kyle has is not in Call of Duty, right? The ADA here thinks that it is and tried to say that, you can get this gun in the game and you like playing that game because you get to go out and shoot people, right? And like Kyle's like, it's just a video game. Like, it's just a video game. What the fuck? Like, nobody has tried the violent video games turn this man into a monster for like 20 years. And this guy's in fucking court arguing it. Now, one thing that I did notice, and I think they mentioned it as well, a lot of people say, like, is it the ADA trying to throw the case, right? Because he is having a very bad argument with this judge, right? And this argument continues later on until the judge flat out calls him a liar, right?
Yeah.
Now, imagine you go in tomorrow and the ADA puts a motion out and the judge just looks at it and says, dismissed. Just says, overruled, whatever. Just get off my fucking desk. Doesn't give a shit, right? Because why would he? He's stated when this guy said he was acting in good faith, he's called him a liar, meaning he says he was acting in bad faith. Why would you take anything that he turns over to your desk, right? Like, he's tanked his own position here with this judge, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the argument is that he is trying to get out his full statements on all of his disagreements with the judge, not because he thinks it's going to change the judge's mind, but because then when he appeals it, he'll have his statement on the record and they can argue that the judge did not take it seriously. Now, it's a tactic, sure, but it's a tactic of someone that like has conceded the case entirely at this point. and is just willing to work on appeal. I don't know though. I don't know. This trial has been a fucking shit show from the start for the prosecution. And I don't, again, obviously I have a bias. I don't think Kyle did anything wrong there. I think he acted, I mean, going there is probably a bad idea, but I mean, he's the only kid there. The rest of them are fucking adults, and they were trying to murder the kid. So that would tell me
he was
that
acting in self-defense. I think this is the most clear-cut case of that.
I mean, the witness that they have who was shot stated in court originally Kyle did try to fire at him, right?
UNICEF.
But then when he was on cross with the defense attorney, he tells the defense attorney that when he had his hands up, Kyle didn't shoot the gun, which contradicts his previous statement, right? That's really bad. When Gage Grosskreutz is lying about having a gun while he's giving his testimony, it makes him look dishonest. But he has to lie because he has a civil suit, right, against the city. So if he goes on the record and says, I 100% brought a gun there, that's bad for his civil case. But also, it's the truth. So he's there trying to act as if he did nothing wrong, when in all reality, he saw a kid. The kid said he was going to the police, and then for some reason, which he cannot tell us, he took his gun out of the back of his waistband and started following the kid.
What?
And when he got asked in court, what were you intending to do? And he didn't say not shoot him. He said we didn't find out or something like that, right? Like he didn't have the opportunity to do anything with the gun, right? So the best part was actually how this whole opened, where they brought his former roommate in and they showed his roommate's tweet, right, with the two of them, side by side with each other, where he said, Gage Grosskreutz' only regret is not emptying the mag into Kyle.
Jesus.
So, look, he can go in there and he can say, I lied. I totally lied. I put up that statement. He never said it. This problem is Gage Grosskreutz already looks like a dishonest person, right? And then you brought his friend up there, and the friend's not giving any explanation. The ADA isn't, cross-examining him to get him to clarify on anything. All you have is the defense attorney saying, so you put that up there? Okay, you're saying that he didn't actually say that now, right? They go, yeah, okay, you're dismissed. All they wanted to do was show the jury the fucking tweet. They don't care what he says beyond that. They killed Grosskrewitz's credibility entirely. And then you brought his friend on, who, guilt by association, unfortunately, they don't think has much credibility either.
Yeah.
Man, it's interesting. It is fucking interesting.
You're into this, Crow? You're into this case?
This case I find fucking fascinating.
Well, it's kind of a big deal.
Everybody's into
playing
it,
off
right?
of everything that happened back in
June,
July. God, it's been so long.
The only people I see that are legitimately still advocating for Kyle to get sent to prison and shit are either not watching the trial or
people who are politically motivated.
I mean, it has to be that, because nothing they are saying matches with what's going on in the trial, right?
Yeah.
They can say whatever they want, but MSNBC, no joke, put up an edited clip of one of the witnesses' statements against Kyle, right? And then told it on live air, said one of the witnesses, Gage Grosskreutz, said he had his hands up when Kyle shot him. And I'm going, there's no fucking way that a mainstream media outlet just went and said that the guy had his fucking hands up when he was shot, right? Because this guy gave so many statements in which he said, I aimed my gun, and that's when he shot me. And when I had my hands up, he no-shoot. So I'm like, even if you wanted to ignore everything the defense attorney had him say, you can't run that fucking headline. That is so fucking dishonest. Because
it's slanderous.
It's not even what the witness was saying. The witness didn't even fucking say that. Right? It's okay. So one thing a lot of these outlets try doing is when the ADA has his witness up there and he's giving a statement, you had AJ or Al Jazeera Plus and shit, right? The Washington Post, all the fucking headline or all the fucking outlets you could think of, right? And they're taking statements from that witness and completely ignoring how he got destroyed on cross, including the statements that he made, which he later had to walk back or clarify, right?
Yeah, they'll do that.
They'll do that. But let's talk about going a step further. They literally took a statement the witness never fucking said and put that on their fucking channel.
How'd they get away with that?
I don't fucking know. Because
I
look,
mean, you know, if they're big names, people will probably tend to be like, oh, whatever. But this just can't happen. It's fucked up. It's negligence is what it is.
No, it's not negligence. Negligence would be like your unintentional stupidity led to harm, right? That's negligence, right? This is absolutely fucking intentional.
So you think they're blatantly misrepresenting this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them, actually.
No. Look, okay. I'll give you, yesterday, they had a witness up there. The ADA is doing his cross and everything. And so he's like, so we never asked you to change your statement. And the witness goes, yes, you did. I'm going like, guys, you don't understand how bad that fucking looks, right? Then the ADA has his, cross, and he's asking the questions, and he asks, so what was said? And Kyle repeats what he was asked, right? Like he says the statement, and then the ADA turns to the judge and says, fucking objection, hearsay. And I'm like, you asked him to fucking say it, dude, but you didn't know what was going to come out of his mouth. So, like, how do you fucking call a hearsay on your own question?
They're getting away with it? They're getting away with all this shit?
Okay, so look, anybody who is literally watching the trial knows that it is a fucking sham, right? Now to be clear, majority of people understands a sham because it's an actual sham, right? There's a small segment of people that are like literally fucking brain damaged watching it and seeing it and thinking that the reason why it's falling apart is because the judge is biased and the DA's throwing the case and the jury's already in the tank and they bought off the wit. Shit like that, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, but then you have the other group, right? And these group I like to call the well-paid fucking whores of our fucking media, right? This group doesn't give a shit about any of this stuff, right? They will say literally whatever they are told to say. And they're being told right now, tell everybody Kyle did it. Tell everybody that he is losing the court case. Take the most positive aspects from what the ADA is saying and just blast that all over your headlines.
Yeah.
Now, if you're watching the case, you're like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? That is not what's happening right now. Yeah. And here's what will occur, right? One, it is a political prosecution, right? So if he gets convicted, right? If you watch the trial, you know it's bullshit. But if you didn't watch the trial, you're just paying attention to what, MSM is saying, you think that they have him dead to fucking rights. So when he gets convicted, you're like, yay, the justice served, right? But then if you're like, Kyle gets acquitted, then they're like, riot.
Yeah.
Because as far as they're concerned, they're only reading these fucked up headlines. Their worldview is that Kyle is 100% guilty, right? He has zero defense, and they actively salivate at the idea of having him thrown in prison. Right? I'm not talking about like, this guy committed murder, they want to see him put away. They're like joking about how he's going to go to prison and get raped and shit.
Wow.
Okay. I have my hatred of the people that Kyle shot in terms of the type of human beings that they are, right? Mm-hmm. A pedophile, a spousal abuser who would attack his own family with a knife, a violent communist revolutionary who regularly goes to riots carrying an illegal firearm and likes to stalk people and film them. And in one instance, which is the Kyle case, chose to follow a kid with a gun, pulls out his own gun, and chases the kid after the kid says he's going to the police. So my opinion of these individuals is that they are all fucking scumbags and trash, and I don't care that they got shot. You know what? Honestly, and literally, I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't care if they got shot if Kyle like legitimately did go out and murder him, because one's a pedophile, one beats women, and one is a violent communist revolutionary.
They're objectively
continuously
terrible people.
perjures himself, and on video chose to stalk a kid with a gun.
Yeah, so nothing of value would be lost.
Nothing of value is lost here, right?
Yeah.
Legally speaking, though, there is no case. Legally speaking, there is no case. Now, again, had the kid just straight up stalked Rosenbaum and murdered him because Rosenbaum was out there doing things Kyle didn't like, well, then Kyle should go to prison. But also, I don't care that the pedophile got killed, right?
Yeah.
I don't care. I just don't care. If you don't pay attention to the trial, like legitimately watch the trial, which is hard for some people because you have to commit a ton of time to sit there and watch it, right, in full. But if you're watching it, you know that the reports coming out right now, largely they're fucking bullshit. There have been some good headlines, right, including, I don't know if it was Associated Press. I don't want to give credit to an outlet that didn't get this right, but or maybe it was ABC News. Anyways, somebody actually said the witness for the prosecution stated that when he had his hands up, Kyle didn't shoot, and when he put his hands onto his gun and advanced on Kyle, that's when he got shot. Vaporized. Vaporized. That was the funniest fucking part. They're like looking at the fucking photo, and he goes, and that's where your bicep was shot off, right? And he goes, that's where my bicep was vaporized. And then, no, here's the best part. Then the defense attorney starts using vaporized to describe his bicep.
As if that changes anything. Honestly,
it's just hilarious.
You know what's a disappointment is that he didn't lose both biceps.
Well, yeah, no, it's not, because then we can't call him Unicep.
Oh, that's true. No, but then we can call him Nocep.
Bro, you see the fucking video? Like, I'm gonna laugh at this guy because, again, he's a dishonest, lying, violent communist revolutionary. I literally don't give a shit if he got shot in the fucking forehead, right? I don't care. Okay? He is actively in court right now attempting to see an innocent kid thrown in prison so he can get $10 million out of the city. I don't care if a person like that got shot in the head. I legitimately don't. These people, every single one of them got shot, were awful fucking human beings. Hands down, to the fucking core. I probably gonna get in trouble for that one day. Someone pull that and go. Someone pull that and go, he's okay with murder!
Yes.
Because people lie?
Yes, I am.
Sure,
I
why
endorse.
not?
I 100% endorse this.
I endorse pedophiles being killed.
I endorse the capital punishment if you are dishonest to me.
There you go. I agree with that. I back you up 100%.
Except my version of capital punishment is way more cost effective. Okay? Sen, look, I don't understand this idea where we're going to put people into a fucking glass chamber and surround them by like 20 people and we're going to inject them with chemicals and shit, right?
Yeah.
My solution is quite simple. You take a gun, you put one bullet in the chamber, you walk over to the individual, you place the gun to their temple, and you pull the trigger. It's going to do the job. They're not really going to feel anything. It's a little messy, but...
It's a little messy, but you can clean it up.
You can clean it up.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, and here's the best part, right? I call it Allah's will, okay? Hear me out. If the gun jams, you gotta let him go. That means God didn't want him to die.
Allah's will?
Yeah. Let's God's will. We'll call it God's will. That's what
God's plan.
If the gun jams, that means God clearly wanted you to die. Sorry, not die. So
Divine
look,
intervention.
That would be divine intervention. See, because here's the thing: before that execution, it's a clean fucking gun. It was tested, right? And if it jams, that's gotta be fucking God intervening.
Yeah.
All right.
It has to be.
Agree.
Okay.
I just want to show you guys this one video before we talk about the Lizcat stuff. because someone I saw this from Lips of TikTok, and whenever I see these videos, I'm just, what the fuck are they talking about? I don't know what a fucking demi boy is. It's a new one. There's a new term.
No.
There's
Not
always-
Oh, you're pulling up that Lips of TikTok shit?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Let's play it.
Everyone in the comments keeps asking me what the difference between Demi Boy and Libra Mask are. So, I'm glad you asked.
Jesus Christ.
Really? Because like I'm asking, but it's so I can continuously make fun of you. I'm pretty sure you don't want me to ask you. What was it? Demi Boy and what was it? Libra Mask or something?
What the fuck is a Libra mask?
I'm not kidding. Well, yeah.
Oh my god.
Libra Mask.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. Louis, are you there?
Yeah, what's up?
What the fuck is a Libra Mask?
All right, look.
Oh boy.
Okay, let's hear it. What is it?
But look. Or I'll just say it to next year so I can get canceled for 2022 when I explain it.
Thanks.
Smart. You gotta start it early, right? Because if you get canceled at the start of the year, you can come back at the end of the year.
Yeah, you gotta get ahead of the curve.
So
Louis.
after New Year's, I'll explain what the Libra Mask is.
Oh god.
Well, let's hear their description of the. I'm not doing the "I'm glad you asked" thing again. There we go. There we go.
The main difference between the two are that people who identify as Libra Mask feel more agendered than they do partially boy.
What?
What the fuck is that?
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Fuck. No.
Wait, guys.
We're getting into science I don't understand.
Guys, hold on. I am agender, but also I identify as a boy.
What is that? These people are
Wait,
so confused with this shit. They just keep making things up now. Like,
Did
What
that
is that?
person say they identify as a boy or partially as a boy? Like I don't know what's going on, but I thought they said something about being half boy.
Look, I'll be honest with you. I don't know what they are. Like, I don't know physically their sex. They're like sex, right? I have no fucking clue what that is. I have no clue what they are attracted. I have no fucking idea. All I know is that Libra Mask apparently means that you feel more of an agender than you do partially being a boy. What the fuck does that fucking mean?
Wait, what is agender?
Agender means you don't have one!
Wait, isn't that
That's not a contradiction.
Wait,
then,
wait,
right?
Crow, isn't that what
Yes!
non-binary is?
Oh my god, no, that's the beauty of it. Non-binary doesn't mean that either!
What?
You know, here's the best part. Non-binary doesn't actually mean non-binary because binary means the one too. So if you're saying you're non-binary, get whatever!
What the fuck?
Okay, so...
Jesus Christ, these people are confused as shit. That's all I gotta say.
These people
They gotta work on their shit.
You know what? I am starting a campaign. Bring back bullies, okay?
Yeah, yes.
Bring back bullies better, okay?
Bring Leafy back. Yeah,
Bring Leafy back, okay?
Yeah. We didn't have this shit going on when Leafy was around.
We didn't. We absolutely fucking didn't. Okay? When Leafy was here, this motherfucker would be on full fucking blast, right?
But Leafy is not here anymore.
Leafy would go to the Libs of TikTok channel and go like, give me everything you fucking got. That'd be fucking Leafy. Instead, we lost the genius of Leafy and we get the definition of Libra Mask. which is agender, but also not because you're a boy.
And that doesn't mean non-binary because
It
of
doesn't.
AIDS. What are these people on?
I don't look.
Dude, you know what I like to say about this? It's fun to pretend.
I mean, yes.
That's perfect. I love it.
I turned out for a little bit. Why do I suddenly have the urge? Why do I suddenly have the urge to bash my skull to the wall? What cringe shit did I just hear? God, we're not even done with the video, by the way, because remember.
Oh, that's great.
Remember, this is only Libra Mask. We haven't figured out what Demi Boy means.
Oh god.
Great.
Is it like femboy?
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Oh god.
First is people who identify as Demi Boy, who can be any gender but partially feel like a boy.
Jesus.
What the fuck? Oh no.
I'm just asking.
I hate this world!
Wouldn't that be semi-boy though? Like, why Demi?
I don't fucking know,
Demi, like-
Louis. I don't know. I'm so confused. Can you help me make sense of this?
Yikes.
No, like legit, because isn't semi like kind of or part of? Like,
Yes.
No, but it's
Yes.
a demi boy. It's a
I don't
demi.
know. It's so stupid.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
whatever.
sorry.
Like Retsky said, it's fun to pretend. I guess
It is
Damn.
very fun to pretend.
What does that even mean? What does this even mean? Identifies everything, but also kind of a boy. What do you mean? What do you mean? You said you identify as everything. Why do I? Everything, but also a boy.
God.
Everything would include the boy, wouldn't it?
Wait, is a boy not everything? What?
I don't know. They should all identify as attack. It's okay. GG Evan, real quick. I hate to correct your super chat, but it is an Apache attack helicopter.
Apache attack helicopter?
Yeah, it's an Apache attack helicopter.
So I got a question, Crow. Do you think people like they encourage this kind of shit just to take away people's critical thinking skills?
No, I don't think it's that. Like, I don't think it's a nefarious type of thing whatsoever.
Like the media and literally everybody's like pushing and accepting of this. So like, hey, let's keep everybody like, kind of dumb.
Okay, no, I think our media keeps people dumb because our media is fucking dumb, right? So it's like when you have the blind leading the fucking blind, right? Everybody gets lost. Okay, but like in this circumstance, like, I don't look at somebody making this and say this person's trying to destroy the country and our
They
social
don't have the brain cells
fabric.
to do so.
No,
I
they
wouldn't.
really don't.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying I wouldn't put this person in charge of something.
No, you know what this person? Okay, you know what the problem with this person is? They have a social media account. They're on TikTok. They want followers, and they're just regurgitating the shit they're hearing other people say.
You
right?
think they're just yeah.
When you look. If this is how I've always been on this shit, right? And if you want to be upset with me or something, I don't fucking care, right? When it comes to the idea of people that are transgender, right? Identify as male, identify as female, if they're going to do all of it, right? If they're going to put in that process, I see no reason not to respect them, right? To me, like I see a woman, I see a man, okay? I don't have a problem with it whatsoever, right? But it seems to me like those people should be way more fucking pissed with jackasses like this, because it takes something that is like an actual thing. Gender dysphoria, whether or not you want to argue it should be treated this way or that way, I don't fucking care. But it is a legitimate thing, right?
Yeah.
This is just somebody who wants attention and to feel special and unique, okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's why bullies did exist, right? Because when you have the fucking kid who thinks it's cool to take his shorts down and go running around outside, it's really fucking not, okay?
Bullies create a balance.
They do. Look. Because nobody stopped little Amber, boy, girl, I don't know, it's the general neutral name. Yeah. Because nobody stopped little Amber when little Amber started literally, picking their fucking nose and eating it like that, right? Because nobody stopped little Amber for doing that shit. Little Amber thought that all the unique things that they did were somehow special and should be shared with the rest of us. And now little Amber has turned into
a hideous monster.
Fizz99 or something on TikTok. He's got the super chat. Bro, I haven't drunk in over 2 months. No particular reason, just haven't. I'm very tempted to start. You know what? I wouldn't blame you. I would not blame you at all. Oh, God. Guys, guess what? We're only halfway through.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. We're not done?
I thought we were.
Oh, God. You're putting it on TikTok cringe?
Oh,
Dude,
God.
TikTok is just a cesspool of cringing.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, look, my wife likes TikTok, and, she does, like, the little dances and everything, and does a little... No, look. I find it cute. That's my wife too, so it's entertaining, right? But if I saw my wife like going on there to give like these long-winded explanations of these imaginary genders, then I'd probably pull her TikTok up on my channel and start making fun of her.
Yeah.
You know what else I have to say about
I
these people?
can't give anyone a pass, not even my own wife.
No, yeah. You know what else I have to say about these people? Just pick one, like pick and choose one and just go with it. Stop with this undecided. I'm a man today, and then I'm a girl, and then I'm a half breed, and then I'm a doggy. I don't know.
All I'm saying is when you tell me that you are okay, so when they tell me shit like demi boy means you're every gender, but also you identify as a boy, right?
Does that mean a guy isn't a gender?
Well, all I look at that and I say, then why isn't transracial just a thing, right?
God,
no, I'm not kidding. I'm like, you think I'm fucking joking? At this point, why not?
Yeah.
Seriously, why not? Okay, if you've allowed so much stupid fucking bullshit, it actually seems to be far more reasonable to let a white guy say that he's black and let a black guy say that he's fucking Latino, and let the Latino guy say that he's Chinese because he's got a tiny dick. Okay, I think that works out perfectly for everybody. Versus this.
That's fair.
I'm gonna hit play. We got 30 seconds to just get through, but
30 seconds to suffer.
30 fucking seconds.
And they might not be another gender either.
What?
Wow.
Oh no.
How did I? Oh my. Okay.
It just got worse.
Okay. So then a demi boy is literally anyone that identifies as a male, right? Because you just said that they don't have to be any gender either. They can be any gender or they can be no gender, but also their gender is definitely boy.
Okay, so is this person just retarded or absolutely retarded?
Okay,
You know what I think this person should identify as? A menace to fucking society.
No, I think they should just identify as a fucking beluga.
I mean,
no,
don't
do, I love belugas. What?
This person's gone full retard.
Don't do that to beluga whales.
I
will not stand for that.
So listen, like, look. When people are making fun of these idiots who come up with these imaginary fucking pronouns and shit and start talking about their real fucking genders and all, I mean, like,
well, they get to be unique, Crow, because they get to make up shit. You know what I mean? That's what makes them unique.
Again, as I said, it's fun to pretend.
John.
No. Send John is.
I'm a plain piece of paper. That's
I
what
love you, John. I love you so much. I mean, he's right, you know. He's right, you know.
No, he is. We're almost fucking done with. I didn't think it was going to be this long to sit through this.
You could just feel partially like a boy, and that's okay.
It's not okay, actually. I mean, we've been going on about all the problems with it, which are many. Both
of these identities are valid and different from each other.
They're really not. They're actually not.
They're extremely invalid.
But they're not even different from each other because, like, demi boy can literally mean anything, and the other one literally means that no matter what you are, you identify as a boy too. So they're literally the exact same thing, except demi boy can be more things. So why even have Libra mask? It doesn't make any sense. Jesus, I mean, in truth, if you think about it, demi boy is far more inclusive than Libra mask is. Therefore, I think it wins.
Inclusivity or no inclusivity, both need to fucking go.
Now the real question is: are any of them as inclusive as Ski Mask?
They don't.
That's
damn.
John. Dude, Gigi Evans looks like a skinny Diorio.
That's wrong.
Well,
a little bit, I guess.
I think it's a little unfair.
It's 100% unfair.
But also, yeah. I bet it's unfair to call this person skinny.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think you like. I think that's really, really, really charitable to say that this person is skinny. Because they got the chubs.
I think it's a little unfair to say that they're skinny, even in the context of comparing them to Diorio.
Yeah.
other, and people who identify as either Demi Boy or Libra Mask have their own reasons for identifying that way.
Well, I mean, if you forced me to choose one of them, I'd say Libra Mask over Demi Boy, because Demi Boy makes me sound like I'm a fucking fig, and Libra Mask I can at least lie about and say it's a lion mask that I have in my back pocket.
That's fair.
Yeah, right? Libra Mask. The Libra, lion, mask. It's perfect. See, if you forced me to choose one, it'd be the one that I could actually, like, deny. But if you have your own reason for identifying that way, it's because you want to feel special and you want to feel unique and you want to feel like you're a precious little fucking snowflake. And the best part about that is that the reason why we keep having, like, new genders be created, right, that essentially incorporate something that already exists in their fucking fantasy land, is because they all want to feel unique, right? So as soon as someone comes up with some bullshit, Libra Mask, whatever, right? You have a few people go in, they're like, oh yeah, we're on Libra Mask. And they get like 10 people and they're like, oh, it's a little crowded, isn't it? Let's go start something new, guys. I'm going to call myself a donkey ass, right? We'll all be donkey asses. God, fuck.
Do you think this person identifies as trans skinny?
Oh God.
I'm in play. I'm in play.
I think so. I think so, John.
I'm hitting play. I can get fucking doing that one.
And in the end, it comes down to what they feel most comfortable.
I feel most comfortable identifying as the president of the United States. Therefore, I feel I should be treated as.
I feel, therefore I am.
I identify as a non-crazy person, unlike this person.
you
I
identify
feel
someone
like this person.
who has
I
all of their
identify as a
delete their
normal
accounts.
person.
Oh, man. Crow is grooming us to be donkey asses. Yep, 100%.
Oh, no.
Okay, we're God. I think it's done now.
People identifying as and what feels most like them. And every Libra Mask and Demi Boy are different from each other.
I don't think so at all. Like, that's the beauty of this. Like, there are an infinite number of different genders and shit, right? I love it because they all think that it makes them unique and special, but, like, talk to them. They are all the same human being. Like, they're literally, it's the same person, just copy and paste it, right? It's like God ran out of fucking soul, so he just has to, like, you know, copy paste, 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 copy paste. And the reason why they're all so fucking retarded is because, unfortunately, that means there's like one soul and it's like being fragmented out amongst all these individuals. So realistically, they're practically fucking soulless. They all think the exact same thing, but they all want to be special and fucking unique. So we're going to have like an infinite number of fucking genders forever.
Real quick, am I the only one that thinks that these I guess would these be considered, Crow? Are these like pronouns or some shit, or what is this?
They would have to be super neo-Nazi pronouns.
Yeah,
right. So
they're more neo pronouns.
Why is it
neo-Nazi pronouns?
Why is it,
God.
Why do both of them sound like Mexican luchador names?
Okay, all right, thank you.
They do, but they do.
Okay.
It's just
wait. Can you imagine a Mexican luchador and he's literally called Libra Mask because he's got a lion fucking name.
Órale, putos, mi nombre es Libra.
Ándale.
If you told me it was a luchador, I'd be all for it.
Este sábado vamos a tirar, nosotros vamos a tirar chingazos. Vamos a tirar chingazos. Órale.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, you literally can't have anything else to say now because there's only 5 seconds left and it's just going to plug your Twitter, your TikTok account. But I don't want you to be harassed by anybody. And even though I know my audience knows not to do that ever, I'm not even going to tempt them by showing people where they can find you on TikTok. I got your
smart move. Smart.
Yeah,
move.
right. I look,
man.
Maybe they'll get like a follow or something, right? But I wouldn't want to do anything where they could accuse me of encouraging harassment against them.
I mean, this is probably harassment enough for them knowing how they operate.
Well, right. Like everything's harassment these days.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about one other thing. I'm going to save it for the very end. It's
Pues ándale, Demi boy.
Fuck off. This is definitely what the founding fathers were not fighting for. These people are privileged as fuck. You think people in third world countries are arguing about this bullshit? No, fuck off, person.
Jesus Christ.
Look, I would love to put the Libra mask people in Sudan, right? And then we'll put the Demi boys in Libya, okay? And the one that is the superior gender is the one that actually has a surviving member after a day. just one, okay? Only one of them needs to survive. And then we'll figure out, do we use Demi Boy or Libra Mask? But Sudan and Libya. That's the way we fucking figure this shit out. I don't care which one goes to Sudan. I don't care which one goes to Libya. But I think that would work out well for everybody. I'd
be satisfied.
All right. So Liz Cat's video, the video that has caused all kinds of controversy.
Gold digger.
Oh yeah, dude.
No, yeah, that too. But before we can even get into it, I need to address something specifically regarding Ohmwrecker. And you guys, I know you've talked with TJV. Okay. Now you were on his stream. What was it? 2 days ago? I forget exactly when you guys were there.
Who? All of us?
Oh, that was my stream. Yeah, it was 2 days ago.
Yeah, that was like 2 days ago.
Okay. In that stream, I know that the subject of Ohm's emails with like Twitter and shit, and these alt accounts and everything, Ohmwrecker is claiming that he's proven, or that he has proof that that Delirious, and specifically the alt accounts that were harassing the accusers, are one and the same, right? Now, I'm gonna spoil something for everyone here, okay? Who just needs to have very basic understanding of how Twitter operates. There is no proof whatsoever that Twitter would ever give to anybody, unless the person working there was like trying to get fired, right? Because it would immediately lead to a major fucking lawsuit. They would never tell a random individual that a 5 million follower Twitter account was engaged in fucking whatever Tom fucking foolery there was going on.
Well, unless the only other possibility would be unless you have somebody inside Twitter that is,
I'll get to that.
Friend of yours.
I'll get to that, John. I'll get to that, John. Because I'm talking about having actual fucking proof. Okay. Here's the thing: the only way Ohmwrecker would have any kind of statement provided by Twitter is an unofficial statement from an inside source who he could never reveal the name of, because it would immediately lead to their firing. So I have a guy who has incredible issues when it comes to being open, honest, and truthful. All right. And the only fucking way this story can be true, okay, with actual, like with any sort of confirmation whatsoever, is if a Twitter employee is informing Ohmwrecker of all of this. And that is something that he could never reveal to any of us, because it would immediately lead to that individual getting fired. Now, I believe you guys asked TJV what he saw from Ohmwrecker, correct?
Yeah, I'll get that clip for you. Hold on.
Okay. I do want to play that clip, but I want to play the one that's from his stream just recently, because this is the one I think is really important, because I just be clear, it's not me trying to start a fight or war with anybody.
Personal.
It's not personal whatsoever. Okay.
Personal.
This is a pretty relevant topic. A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people in our audience have heard our coverage when it comes to Ohmwrecker and Delirious and everything. Okay. So I need to be as clear as I can. There is absolutely no evidence that links H2O Delirious specifically to the accounts that were harassing the accusers. There is nothing. There's no statement from Twitter. There's no email that puts those two together, right? I know what may have happened. I'm speculating a little bit, but I think I know how TJV was convinced here, and it's actually pretty understandable. Now, I'll save it in case it comes up later. But I found this to be really interesting because the only way you could tell me that this has been confirmed, right? Not hard evidence being given out, because I 100% promise you, Twitter would never put that in a fucking email, you idiots. That would never fucking happen. Okay? The only way he can say that this has been confirmed, Ohmwrecker, or TJV, or literally anybody, is if they spoke to an inside source at Twitter that gave them inside information that they would never, ever, 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 ever be able to share with anybody. Now, I don't think TJV has a source inside of Twitter that gave him any additional information on this, right? I believe the only source he has for this is Ohmwrecker. Now, the problem with Ohmwrecker is not an honest person either, right? Ohmwrecker, whether or not you want to tell me that you believe, like I'm speaking to like the people that like him, in case, because sometimes they show up, right? If you believe, right, that Ohmwrecker is a good person, he's trying to do the good things, and that he really just wants to see Delirious taken out because Delirious is an actual predator and shit, right? If you believe that, fine, okay, fine. I don't think so, but fine. The problem is the way Ohmwrecker goes about handling shit like this is still in a very dishonest fucking way. In fact, that's what we're going to bring up with Liz Cat's video, because one of the accusers that Ohmwrecker interviewed just got outed as kind of like making up her entire story. And I again, problem with Ohmwrecker is Ohmwrecker doesn't know how to research shit, so he didn't actually look into the person making the claim. He didn't check their social media account. He didn't check for their fucking tweets, which would have been very useful. He didn't notify anybody else about the person, so it's not like anybody else could have done it for him, right? And that leads to Ohmwrecker putting out a story, which maybe, but for the most part, looks incredibly
oh wait, Crow, I do have to point out, when we said it was nothing personal, I have to reiterate that it's nothing personal for us, but I'm sure it is for Louis, because I mean TJ did call Louis a pedo, so
well, look, I'm just it's my stream, I'm choosing to fucking talk about it, right?
Yeah,
for me,
yeah, now we're fine. Yeah, we're just pointing out like the inconsistency there,
but we have to do that,
we have to,
because the thing about Ohmwrecker, he's not a good person. Okay?
Oh no,
he sucks.
He's a piece of shit.
He's not. And the thing is, Ohmwrecker will. I think Ohmwrecker's got a ton of evidence. It's just when you look at everything he has, it doesn't actually compile to what he's saying, right? And there's probably shit that he has that contradicts the other shit that he's saying, so he doesn't reveal that either, right? I think what Ohmwrecker does, though, he gives you just enough, right? Just enough to support his story.
That's his MO. That's been his MO. Yeah.
When the girls accusing Louis, right, were telling Ohmwrecker to go out and lie to the fucking public, while contacting me and telling me Ohmwrecker was the one setting everything up, right?
Yeah.
I spoke with Ohmwrecker, and Ohmwrecker was super fucking reluctant to just release messages proving that the girls were lying about him, right? Yeah. And he finally did give me the messages, but only like the direct ones for that statement, nothing else in the fucking chat, right? Because that's important to him. He doesn't want that getting out into the fucking public, because there's shit in there that would crucify those girls, but also, you know, show the shit that Ohmwrecker's up to.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah.
I know Ohmwrecker did not get evidence to support the claim that he made. Okay, I know definitively that there's nothing he has to prove what he is saying.
I'll put good money on that too. That Ohmwrecker is bluffing and he doesn't have a damn fucking thing.
There you go.
Also, you're a fucking cuck.
Well, Ohmwrecker?
Yeah, Ohmwrecker, of course.
Oh,
Cuckwrecker. There you go.
Cuckwrecker? No, because that sounds like he's ruining the cucks.
Oh, that's true. I'll have to think of a more fancy name for him.
Here's what I would say.
fancy.
Here's what I would say. I would say he obviously has something, right? Because he did show TJ something.
But
My thing is, my
Nothing
thing is,
definitive. Nothing.
It's not
what I would say. I
definitive,
don't think
though.
he has anything that. Yeah, that's the thing. I just don't think, because this has always been the issue. I just don't think that it's anything that could definitively, like I've always said, irrefutably say beyond a shadow of a doubt, this and these two things are 100% connected. It's specifically, this specifically proves this. I don't think he has that. But like I said, because of the email thread he had, and I said this yesterday on TJ's stream, right? I said what I think
I put the clip in private chat. There it is.
Let me. But
just play the part where TJ gets the thing wrong first.
Yeah.
I'll talk.
Wait, the war has begun. Let's cast it.
Yeah, the war has begun.
Okay,
play that.
Shit on why she's being shit on. I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying though is that Delirious has also threatened this girl's baby. It is a real thing. Now, when we get to the Twitter suspension, we're going to see.
So one of the accounts that was harassing one of the girls, right? That's to my understanding, one of the accounts that Ohmwrecker reports, along with Delirious's account. And his statement is that because both accounts got suspended, right? All right, his not his statement, okay? What I believe he told TJV was he showed him Delirious's Twitter account getting an email saying that the account's been suspended, and then he pulled up the accounts that were harassing the girls and saying, look, these were both suspended, and they were done right around the same time, or maybe even on the same day, right? And then he shows those to TJ and goes like, look, TJ, you have to understand, Twitter can't legally tell me that these are connected, but come on, TJ, they're both suspended for the same reason at the same time, right? Now, to anybody looking at that, it's compelling, right? But you have to speculate a fuck ton to get to where Ohmwrecker and TJV are, right? Now, when I look at Ohmwrecker, I say, I know Ohmwrecker knows that members of the Vanoss crew use alternate accounts, right? So for him to report, Delirious for running alt accounts, I would imagine it's probably easy to get his Twitter account suspended because he does do that. And members of the Vanoss crew know that, including Ohmwrecker. So if he reports the account and he knows some of his other alternate accounts, I mean, all he would have to do is report that and those accounts that aren't engaged in the harassment, by the way, and get those suspended while also reporting the accounts that are engaged in the harassment. All he has to do is cast out a wide enough net, right? So if Ohmwrecker reports 50 accounts, I don't know. But he reports 50 accounts and 50 accounts get suspended. And then he goes and says, look, these three, they're all related, okay? And then I go, okay, but the other 47 accounts you reported, are those related? No, well, clearly not, right? But if you toss out a wide enough net, well, you're going to catch a lot of shit. It doesn't mean that the two are linked or connected. And the accounts that were harassing the girls would obviously get suspended if they got reported. I mean, obviously, they're actually put out threats. Do I know that Delirious put those out? I mean, it's definitely a possibility. It is definitely a possibility. But you don't have the evidence to put it together is the problem.
You can't prove it. You can't prove it.
And Twitter isn't going to release that email to anyone. They are not ever going to fucking do that because that would mean that they are now, in some way, shape, or form,
it's espionage.
Not really espionage, but there is some sort of issues with this company releasing the private information on their users.
See,
right?
and that's the thing. And just to clarify, we're not saying, obviously, even on the app, we know that if you report an account and it gets suspended or a tweet gets deleted or something like that, they'll tell you that it was deleted, suspended, or whatever, and the reason why. They'll give you just kind of the blanket reason why. Now, what they wouldn't tell you is getting into certain specifics, right, in regards to account. Obviously, they're not going to give you private information. They're not going to tell you, hey, we found that this one matched such and such IP address, or we found that they all came from such and such device. They're not really going to get into those kind of details again, unless what you said earlier, Crow, unless he has an inside man that is telling him stuff, which to your point, earlier, we'll never see that, because he would then be essentially putting that person's job on the line if he does have somebody inside telling him specifically, yes, 100%, this is linked with this.
Here's the other problem, right?
Which puts him in a tough spot.
And this is the other issue with having an insider at Twitter, right? If I find out, okay, from anybody at any point that Ohmwrecker has an inside source at Twitter, right, that he has at any point contacted to get account suspended, I'll lose my shit, right? Because the only way he has an inside source at Twitter is if that same source has the ability to go and do this shit to those accounts, right? So I have to sit there and go, you know, how hard would it be?
Or at the very least, they would have to be, you know, they would have to have some knowledge or inner workings of what's going on with that particular case. You know, they'd have to be very close to it in some capacity to get that kind of information to him.
But if there's somebody who's able to give him that information, I also imagine it's somebody where he could give the name of a Twitter user and get that account taken out. We've seen shit like that happen before, right? Other individuals have done that with their inside little helpers and shit, right?
Yeah, of course.
So why would I put it past Ohmwrecker when I know the lengths he will go to destroy the people he feels have wronged him, right? Why would I ever put it past Ohmwrecker to go to an individual who he knows that works at Twitter to go get an account suspended? If anything, it kind of would make sense that he was able to get Delirious's account shut down, right? Because if he goes to his buddy or he goes to someone that he knows that trusts him and he says, hey, this is happening, this account's doing this, and I approve that there are other alternate accounts, right? It doesn't need to be the accounts that are engaged in the harassment. It could literally just be his actual alt accounts. Because again, and this is something that I would be happy to tell TJB, except for, I'm not trying to be rude here, but when the Ohmwrecker stuff happened and I found out that he wasn't even supposed to be sharing any of that shit, and he never clarified it with Ohmwrecker that like he was going to do that. Like I don't necessarily know, but I can't share inside information that, you know, I obtain with TJ, right? I can't do that because of the Ohmwrecker thing. And one of my sources like legitimately would lose their fucking shit if they found out I shared anything with the guy. Unfortunately. But I could have told him a while ago, H2O Delirious has alt accounts. I could tell him a while ago, H2O Delirious has alt accounts and everybody in the Vanoss crew knows about it. I could tell him a while ago, Ohmwrecker knows about those alt accounts too. So I mean, maybe it makes a little bit more sense then that Ohmwrecker is able to get his account suspended for running them, like because everybody already knew about those accounts. And that, you know, again, very, very simple here. Ohmwrecker, who potentially has an inside source at Twitter, contacts them to get Delirious's account taken out, gets Delirious' account taken out, as well as all these other accounts, and then just has to link three together and say, hey, look, this all happened around the same time. It must be connected. It's cool speculation and everything, but that's all it is. It's still possible. I'm not saying it's not been disproven whatsoever, right? It's just not been proven either. And when it comes to Delirious, because Ohmwrecker is such a fucking idiot in how he's handled this shit, okay? Now you have Liz Katz go out and make a video. Is she addressing every single claim against Delirious? No, she doesn't have to, right? And you're a fucking idiot if you ever thought that was what was going to happen. Instead, Liz Katz found your weakest fucking claim with your most dishonest accuser, found out that accuser's identity, and then put her on blast, and we can all see that she's got all these fucking tweets where she is not being honest about how old she is. Stuff like that was put out by Ohmwrecker. Ohmwrecker put that story out. Ohmwrecker did a video on her story, right? Ohmwrecker knew who she was and could have done this research himself and fucking didn't. By the way, John, I'm not going to share the image that was sent over to us, and I think you said the source didn't want to be revealed either on that. Okay, until we've done a little bit more digging on it. But that one photo of that birthday cake, right, and the birthday message, and having her fucking name on it, and the year of the photo, I think is all really, really fucking interesting too, right? I think it's all really fucking interesting. So I'm curious. She says that she's going to do her own video now. This accuser, the one that Liz Katz called out, right? She says she's going to do her own video now. I'd find that fucking fascinating. I really would. I'd love to see it.
My thing with that, right? This person's saying they're gonna make their and I tweeted about it earlier. Y'all can see it for yourselves. And I tagged Ohm and him. I'm like, do you think this is a good idea? Basically, because you're talking about this person has said and Ohm has said that they took it to the police, right? There's a police investigation happening now regarding this situation with Delirious. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, why are you going to go ahead and potentially jeopardize anything regarding that by making a video on it? Why you see what I mean? It's just like we always go back to the same thing, right?
Yeah.
People that talk about wanting to get justice for a situation. Why not just let it play out the way it needs to play out? Why even address it in a video? Why clap back, right? Why clap back? Why?
Feels like this is the fifth time we've said this.
Yeah, I feel like I'm having deja vu. Right
I don't want to go back into like anything you guys have already talked about with the Liz Katz video, because I know you guys have covered it a lot. But since we really didn't play it on our,
do you want to play the video?
Oh God,
we have an hour. I guess we could technically.
Yeah, we do. We can play it. Look, the issue I have with the video, okay, is this. Liz Katz doesn't really have much evidence for majority of the shit that she is talking about.
She just revives the drama.
Well, we'll get into that in a second. Liz Katz, because that was my third point. Liz Katz, whenever she brings up anyone's name, it's immediately followed by a personal attack. And I'm not talking about an attack related to what she is talking about. I mean, she slut shamed one of the fucking girls, and I'm like, you're a former fucking porn star with big old fake titties. What are you doing? Right? I think she even called herself a hoe. So like, I looked at that. I'm going, this isn't landing for me at all. Like, don't get me wrong. If I think someone's a fucking scumbag, I'll fucking say it. I have no problem doing that. The issue is, if I'm going to say that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show everybody something that backs it up. Right? Otherwise, it just seems like you're really just showing up to throw mud at everyone's face. And it is a good video if that was the goal, right? It was a good video for that. It's definitely leaves the taste that Liz Katz wants to like behead these people.
Yeah.
And like, it makes sense to me too that Liz Katz would feel
perfect.
that way.
It's perfect if all you want to see is, shade being thrown.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
No, but it's true. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me that Liz Katz would feel that way, specifically about one of the accusers, because I can't confirm it. I'm like 99% certain, 99.99998% certain that this girl either is older than she claimed, or she was lying about her age back then, because there are way, way, way too many
inconsistencies.
Yeah, there's just too many inconsistencies with her fucking story. But there's too many inconsistencies with her fucking tweets where she goes, I'm 20, I'm going to the pub, off my way to the pub, meeting my friends at the pub. All my friends are getting married, all my friends are getting pregnant. What am I going to do with my life? Yada, all this shit, right? Which seems like someone who's like in their early 20s would be fucking writing. But then you have one tweet where she goes, I feel like I'm 16. And she goes, that's proof that I was that age. Huh. Look, I'm just saying, the girl is not honest about her age on social media. She really isn't. If she's telling me that she was 16, then telling everybody that you're going to pubs and shit would be the actions of somebody who is attempting to be dishonest about how old they actually are.
Now, granted, just to add to that, right? Is it possible that she could just be joking about stuff, that she joked about being older? Sure, absolutely. And maybe she was. Maybe that's what it was her joking about being older. Maybe she was actually younger. But the problem is, when you post stuff like that, you got to remember that on social media, unless people like know you, I guess, or know your sense of humor, they're not always going to immediately assume, oh, well, that's a joke. You know what I mean? If they're just seeing it for the first time, right? They're not going to be able to distinguish your sense of humor or your wit, right, from you saying something that they might perceive as declarative. They're just not until they get to know you, right? So the thing is, even if it's a whole thing of like, well, I was just joking about that, or there was more context or things like that, the problem is that people tend to take things at face value when they see them online, especially in a written form like that on a site like Twitter. They're not. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. And with that alone, I mean, people, yes, they're going to nitpick stuff like that. They're going to use it. You got to think that they are going to use that against you. They're going to.
How people are.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just read this super chat really quick. Here's a problem. H2O is in North Carolina, and the email link to Ray Harpy showed a Cali ID. Possible that he showed a fake ID, but that point doesn't ever get speculated. How is it confirmed then? Again, I do not look. When you say something's been confirmed, it means you have a source that is confirming the information, a source that, gosh, how do you say it, right? Let's say an outlet runs an article, right? And they say this story has been confirmed by our source, right? That source could literally be anybody, right? So when they're telling me this has been, confirmed, like this story has been confirmed, Ohmwrecker saying it's been proven, TJV saying it's been confirmed, I don't think either of those two actually know what they're talking about. Well, let's be clear. I think Ohmwrecker knows that he doesn't actually have hard evidence. So what he's doing is he's giving you breadcrumbs and then trying to, piece it together in your mind, right? The same way he did it in his mind.
Which, look, based on the timing of everything, I think that, again, anybody looking at it from the outside, and especially after this video, looking at it, objectively, again, like I said, it was a reasonable assumption to make beforehand based on the information, again, with the email thread that he had going. He had obviously reported a bunch of accounts, and then it's like, bam, this is suspended, this is suspended, and it's telling you this, ban evasion or whatever, or targeted harassment or whatnot. And I could see where it's just like you start to look at that and think, okay, maybe these things are connected. It seems very plausible that they are. And that's, like I said, it's a reasonable assumption to make based on the timing of everything, based on what's been rumored, based on what this girl was saying. And I think even the other girl, the Psy girl, was also kind of saying the same thing, that that he used fake stuff. When you tie all that stuff together, yeah, I mean, you could definitely. It reminds me a lot of, and I hate to use this example again, but it actually reminds me a lot of John Swan's Anonymous Gene video, because a lot of the stuff he was saying was very compelling. It's just like, I can see where you go from A to B to C and make this assumption that somehow, that possibly Chris Hansen is in on all this, but you don't have that smoking gun. You don't have the one thing, the definitive piece of the puzzle, right? You don't have the one thing that for sure specifically shows beyond a reasonable doubt that for sure Chris Hansen is for sure in on all this stuff.
We're still not in the video. Holy shit.
Well, I'm going over the other stuff around it. So this was your tweet. Hey, at Ohmwrecker, do you think this is a good idea? Do you agree with this or condemn it?
Click on the tweet and you'll see why I said that. And by the way, don't hit this person up.
I already did.
Don't harass them.
I already quote tweeted them.
I mean, like I said, just don't harass them. Chat, whatever. I mean, obviously we don't. Obviously I was responding.
Guys, let Crow take all the fucking heat for tweeting at people.
Okay, look.
Don't fucking do it.
Wait, read it.
Okay, let me read it. So this is. So in Liz Cat's video, she showed many tweets from this user, right? And which she explained that this user was one of the accusers of Delirious, right? And showing all the times where she is saying that she is an adult, going to pubs and all this other shit, right? So she shows this tweet from 2014, just sitting around being 16, right? And then says, hey, Liz, why don't you tell people that you took the tweet about me being like 20 completely out of context? Now, when I saw that, right, my thought process is, I do think that this girl's lying about something really important. Only because of, like, one really important part is Liz didn't show one fucking tweet. She showed a fuck ton of tweets from this user. in regards to her age, right? If there's that many, it means you're not really being fucking honest.
I think she showed 2, or maybe even I think she showed like 2, maybe where the girl said she was 20, and the rest was like her making it seem like she was older, right? Like what you were saying,
like going to the pub,
any of her tweets at all. What is up with her tweets? Like, was there any point to why were they all over the place? Why were they just playing with the age shit? Like,
I don't know. So
weird.
The thing is, you have to look at it one of 2 ways, right? One, 100%, her entire story is just dead now, right? It doesn't matter if it was true or false, right? It's completely fucking dead now because this girl was very deceptive about her age, right? Ohmwrecker ran the story anonymously. Liz got the actual information on the accuser, got this shit together, put out her video, killed this entire accuser story. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she comes out later and says, look, here's my ID. I was really that age at the time. All we can do is say, hey, look at that age of this tweet, and you were talking about that at the time. Here you are talking about going out to and how you're thinking about having kids and how you want to get married, and here you are talking about going to the pub with your friends at night, and here you are talking about how you're so happy to be done with school. I mean, we can point to like all of them, right, and throw them in her fucking face. That's what Liz did. Okay, her story is completely dead. But what's worse is let's say you actually believe Delirious did something wrong, right? And that some of those other stories are worth being listened to, and there might actually be something there. Well, you know what? That's done with too, because thanks to Ohmwrecker, blasting out what looks like a very dishonest person's story about Delirious, because he's more concerned about taking out his ex-friend than he was actually, doing something decent, right? Because of that, if there is a legitimate victim of Delirious, they'll only point to Amy. They'll just go, but what about Amy? But this person said, but what about Amy? Amy made up her entire story too.
See, here's the thing with her, right? And if she is, right, if she does like prove that she was underage at the time, the problem now becomes
James Charles.
Well, again, she could pull he could pull the James Charles defense, basically. Well, I never knew because they never told me. And the thing is, because that's what really it's going to come down to then. Okay, first she proves, okay, listen, this is how old I really am. As you can see, I was underage at the time. Okay, cool. So show us where you told him that. You know what I'm saying? And where he said, cool, hey, yeah, send me the nudies anyway, or whatever, right?
Give us an Asman situation.
Which again, it wouldn't matter.
Knows.
Which again, look, it wouldn't matter in the eyes of the law if she did send him stuff, right? And he received it. But then again, how do you prove it now? You know what I mean? You think he still has that stuff now? No, probably not. You know what I mean? He doesn't even have his Twitter. So then what? Then what? But what I wanted you to look at, Crow, actually was the other stuff in that thread. Not just,
I wanted to make sure I actually did quote tweet.
Yeah,
I did.
Because the one part I wanted you to look at was the person that was answering her, the Shannon Marie person.
That person?
Yeah, the person, Shannon Marie, that said, I hope this isn't rude. Will you be making your own video in response? And she responded, not rude at all. Yes, I will be. And that's why I quote tweeted that. And I asked Ohmwrecker, and I tagged him in it. And again, not to harass them, but kind of because of what they've both publicly said about going to the police. That's why I said, do you think this is a good idea? Do you agree with this or condemn it? Because again, if there's an active police investigation going on, then why are you publicly addressing it in a video? Why are you just to clap back at Liz? You know what I mean? To respond. Why not just let it play out if there is indeed a police investigation going on? I mean, don't you think something like this might potentially hinder it?
I mean, I don't think that they have like a channel or anything of that nature. Just because they talk about doing a video, so I don't know where that video is going to get posted. If they do want to do it,
they'll find a way to put it out there.
I think it'd be fucking hilarious if that video winds up on.
And look, she has every right to make whatever video she wants.
She can,
yes, but it's stupid and it hinders the possible police investigation.
It seems like a bad idea though, because think about this, right? When we were looking a couple weeks back at the whole thing with those one girls, the ass man situation, right?
Yeah.
And what was interesting is that those girls, right? The one girl that was talking about her situation with Assman even acknowledged the fact, like, you know what? I know that by me talking about this publicly, I've probably let him slip away. I've probably given him a chance to escape by talking about this publicly. You know, even though I still went to the police, I know I've probably screwed it up. You know what I mean?
One thing I want to just like clarify on here too. I kind of noticed this when I was going through the account and everything. And no, it's not the fucking Rose. We'll talk about that another time. She goes, baby number 3 is due in May, right? So you have a mother of like 3 kids, and she's over on fucking internet putting out anonymous fucking claims. It doesn't look like she's a very honest person either. And I'm going like, you have 3 fucking kids. Why are you fucking doing this? Right? Like, I just mean in general, right? Like you're pregnant right now, and you're doing this shit. Like
parents suck nowadays. Fucking Liz is pregnant. She's showing off her ass on OnlyFans.
So this is again. Look, this is where I think this thing will completely fall apart if she does make a response. Because again, look, that's what Ohm has always tried to clap back at the most minuscule of things that have been talked about, right? He always tries to, and it's just like that doesn't help anything. You're sitting there, you swear that there's police investigations going on and things, all this stuff happening behind the scenes, dude. Then just let all that shit play out, dude. Just let
I don't think there's a police investigation. Delirious and Ohm have been in like frequent chats way too much, making just like weird fucking statements about one another. Yeah. So yeah, I don't believe there's fucking.
Well, exactly. You would think if there's something serious happening, you would do your best to make sure that you don't hinder it. You know what I mean? In any capacity. I mean, like I said, we've talked about this before, Crow, with your child, with you and Steve and even Aura. You guys have done stuff behind the scenes and you've not talked about it publicly because you're just like, nope, not going to talk about that. Not even going to address it when people are asking about it because we don't want to draw any kind of attention to it whatsoever.
But these people, and it's their own fucking stories, right? And they're telling us these fucking crimes occurred. They go out there and they just run online. They want to tell everybody. And then demand justice. I'm going, what is wrong with
predator poachers, man? Also, that's another one. Predator poachers. Look at what happened to
preach. I'm a good person. That's what they try to do.
Okay, I am genuinely curious. Do we ever know what fucking happened with those fucking clowns?
He went on a live stream with Hanson. He went on a live stream. Was it a live stream with Hanson or was it a video? I think it was a live stream. Yeah, he went on a live stream with Hanson and he kind of doubled down on everything.
Good for him. To my understanding, I think they shut down his channel, which was
But then there's another CC unit channel that's still up, but it's not his.
No. Like,
dude, Predator Poachers is like a franchise, I think.
Yeah, it is. It actually it's something weird like that. But I think the only thing that's hilarious about that EDP situation, there's a lot of sad shit in there. Is that Predator Poachers who did all this shit and really compromised everything, they didn't get a fucking penny for all of the work they did.
I thought that was
poor Chet Goldstein. He got like a bunch of super chats. He never saw them because his channel got terminated.
He still got like terminated. I'm going like, dude, when you're putting out these statements, like you want to make sure everything's all nice and ready. It's like I was thinking about like how many fucking days did EDP have before that video was even posted?
Oh my god, I don't even know.
Right? we never even thought about that. Like how much fucking time they gave this guy. Well, they were sitting there trying to make sure their video could get fully monetized.
That was.
Did they really let him?
That was a long time. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Probably 24 hours, right? Give or take.
God. Oh, dude, and fucking Chet's fucking. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna spend way too much time talking about that motherfucker.
God,
Chet Epstein.
Literally. What?
Let's jump into the the archive. Here we go. So, John, you were telling me that someone might actually try to get the video taken down. Is it over the girl's name?
Well, the thing is, I think it's because of the fact that if you watch the video, I guess it seems to kind of land in areas of gray where you see that
doxing, quote unquote,
possibly doxing, maybe.
Okay, so I watched this. Liz Cat shows off Ohmwrecker's public information that is not really public anymore, to my knowledge, because it was an archive, and she shows what's her name, the girl's Instagram, public Instagram that has her full name. So it's like you can pretty much take down a video for with a false privacy complaint very easily. Like Repsion, it's happened to Repsion like 3 times already with Maya.
That's what I was saying. It could end up going down due to privacy complaints because you gotta remember she put the girl's full name, but
the girl's full name is on her Twitter account.
Was on her Instagram. Instagram. So it is
public. Is it considered doxing? Is the question.
Well, no. Okay. Let me give you the understanding for what happens if it's public information that someone should have never made fucking public. Right? You're going to have a group of people that say it's a truthful statement, which is that idiot put it out there online themselves and have made it accessible to everybody. And we get the other group of people, right, who are going to decide this based on one of 2 things, right? Do I like this person? Does it benefit me in any way, right? And that's going to decide whether or not it was doxing or not.
Yeah. Pretty much straightforward.
Look, I get the idea of I get what people mean by like putting a spotlight and shit like that, where they're saying like, well, yeah, he may have said where he worked one time on a Facebook post, but you're really drawing a spotlight. I get that. This is not that at all, though.
Well, in this one, I don't have favoritism for this one. This is why I don't really care about whether or not the woman gets her first and last name out there, even if it's public or whatever. The reason I don't care is because she's actually calling this dude a pedo, right? Yeah. So it's like, if you're actually calling the guy a pedo, I mean, karma, what they say, whatever.
He has a right to address your fucking claims about him.
Well, here's the reason that the people I've spoken to are being led to believe that it might be taken down also is because of the fact that this girl, the Vixen Rex, she had also tweeted. She was saying that she was like, oh, she basically outed me. She doxed me essentially. What I mean, or more or less. Either saying that outright, I think she might have said it in the tweet or implied it in a tweet that Liz doxed her. So I'm saying, I'm not saying that she's going to file a privacy complaint, but when you see people talking like that publicly, obviously it's a possibility that maybe they might decide, you know what, I'm going to file a privacy complaint.
John,
okay, let me be very clear. If you want to help Delirious out, right, go take his baby mom's video down. Seriously, go do that. Go take it down.
It's like really quick.
It's about
Crow, John.
If you want to really help him out, and you're that stupid fucking girl, right? Go put out a false privacy complaint to protect your publicly available name, right?
Crow, John. Look, going back real quick to the investigation or whatever, right? Since Amy went ahead and made so many misstatements about her age, like Psy, would it even matter if there was an investigation?
Well, it wouldn't. It wouldn't, because all you would have to do, you have to understand, the laws are different depending on the area that you're in. So she's in Ireland, right? Now, to my understanding, and it's mostly based on the UK law, I think Ireland's law is still based on that, but we're talking about international law, so I will humbly admit, not my expertise, would really need to look into it. But if we're going by the UK law, at least that's, somewhat still based on the same shit. You need to have a reasonable assumption of that person's age, right? Mm-hmm. So if somebody goes up to, let's say you're in a bar, right? In the United States, okay? Someone approaches you, you go home with them, then you find out that they were 17, okay? In some states, you will be arrested for statutory rape. It doesn't matter, right? Now, in the UK, it's actually a little different, and it sort of makes sense, right? You just need to have reasonably assumed that they were of age, right? So that would mean that even if you didn't ask, right, you just have a reasonable assumption they would be of age, right? For instance, I met them at a pub. They were actually, 16 or 17, and I took them home, and it turns out that they were younger. I didn't commit a crime because why is a fucking minor in a pub? Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how the law works in the UK. I think Ireland's still based on it, but I would really appreciate anyone who has more understanding of it to clarify with me or correct me. I'm perfectly happy with it. The thing is, though, if it is based on the way it works in the UK, her putting out all these different statements about her age, and she has no message to Delirious in which she ever says what her age is. There's no way that, all he has to say is she told me that she was 18. And so all he has to say, She told me she was 18. Or whatever. Like, I know age of consent's a little different over there. That's all he has to fucking do. And then when she goes, no, I was always honest about my age. And they go like, okay, why do you have like 20 fucking tweets claiming that you're an adult? Oh, those were sarcastic. Huh. So how does sarcasm read on this, right? Can you read it sarcastically for everybody? Like, I like it is not good for her. It's not good for her whatsoever that she is so deceptive about what her fucking age is online. Or that at the very least she was in the past.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Liz Katz, and I'm annoyed that I even have to be here right now, sitting here in front of the good camera, because I felt this was above
Didn't have to be there.
ranting, and explain any of this at all. I really...
Like, okay, I want to be just clear about two things, only because I'm mostly in agreement when it's like, this video is fucking pointless, because it kind of is, right? The only thing that's really relevant is the stuff with that one girl, right? The other stuff I don't think is relevant to most of the stuff because she doesn't provide any evidence really. But I can see why she made the video, right? It's her baby daddy that's being attacked as a pedophile, right? I'm sure that she doesn't think that he is a pedophile. And because they keep doing it, she's probably like, I just found out who one of these accusers is. I reasonably believe that they are fucking lying, right? And I'm going to go and take their fucking throat.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense to me that that's the purpose for this video because the personal attacks and everything.
Did it have to be like
making sense? 24
minutes though?
It didn't. That's the thing. This video does not have to be 24 minutes. I'm not sitting through it for 24 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I just want to get into. Oh god. Yeah. Here's the thing with like Keem and Ohm. That was great. Apparently, it's a game of allegation hot potato.
These are not...
We love that.
These are terrible people. But again, we will get into that towards the end of...
I mean, see, like, she goes, like, they're terrible people. And I was thinking, none of us are saints here.
Yeah. It's the fucking internet.
Okay.
The internet, bitch. Holy shit.
Okay.
Thank you, Red. Thank you, Red.
We dive into these actual allegations and into these accusers themselves. The first person putting out these allegations...
By the way, like, I do want to point out that she's jumping into the actual accuser like 5.5 minutes into the video. Like, probably just start off your fucking video like that, right? Like, I don't know what she was talking about for 5.5 minutes. I don't.
Well, she talked about how like she had fake boobs or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They are fake.
I mean, she's honest about that.
We're gold digging money.
But again, I can't remember what part of the fucking video she does it, but she later slut shames somebody after calling herself a hoe and saying her titties are fake. I mean, that one doesn't really land very well, right? It's like, don't get me wrong, if somebody called my wife a whore, I'd probably like punch him in the face, right? But if
rightfully so.
But if the fucking crack whore, right, that's working the corner fucking calls my wife a whore, I'd be like, you're a fucking crack whore. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And this makes up a large portion of what she's trying to do in her video, right? It's like the character attacks. It's just to make the person look bad, right? Like you said, like one thing that stuck, I guess, is she went after like the weakest link and found like a contradiction of sorts, right?
Well, and the other thing I want to point out there is just I don't know because I don't know how she put together the evidence against that girl, right? It could literally be somebody else did it for her and gave it to her and said, hey, I did this for you. And now she's out there, you know, going with what somebody else told her, right? It could be that. It could just be that. It could just be somebody else gave her the information and she got it and she was like, I'm going to fucking come for all of these girls. But that's the one that she had in her hand, right? I'm just saying, I haven't seen anything to dissuade me from believing that it really is just a case of she got that girl's information. But the problem is she got the information on your weakest fucking case, right? Your weakest one who made some serious fucking claims, and now you have this shit break on it. And the thing is, if Ohmwrecker was any bit concerned, right, with putting forward these allegations and making sure that they, actually stuck, he would have gone through this girl's social media and vetted her, right? Ohmwrecker is the only one who actually knows who these people are, right? So Ohmwrecker is going to be the only one who I can hold responsible for not fucking vetting the story, right? Because, Delirious isn't telling these girls to come out with these fucking stories. Liz Cat's not doing it. Louie's not fucking doing it. TJ's not fucking doing it. John's not fucking doing it. Orr's not doing it. Sen isn't doing it. Redsky's not doing it. I'm not fucking doing it. It's Ohmwrecker doing it. So if it's going to be Ohmwrecker doing it, Ohmwrecker needs to put his shit together. And Ohmwrecker needs to vet his own fucking stories. If Ohmwrecker doesn't do that, and he's the one that all these girls keep going to, right? And then he's like publishing the fucking stories for them. I just, I don't know how many times I talk about Ohmwrecker and I say this exact statement. If you are someone who has been abused by H2O Delirious and you would like your story to be taken seriously and believed, do not contact Ohmwrecker. Like, how much simpler can I make this for people? The guy has no credibility at all. And now you have one of his stories that he published that he is responsible for fucking vetting because he's the only person who knows who these girls are. He is 100% responsible for putting out a fake fucking story. I don't want to hear how, well, it's not my story. I just want to stand for the victims. I don't give a shit because you doing that shit means that if you're really standing for the victims, you just fuck them all over, right? Because if they all went to you and you're so shit fucking past it that you managed to not vet anything about this girl, then I just have to assume that that's what you did with all the other stories, you dumbass. I just have to assume that you didn't vet those ones either because you clearly didn't vet this one. So now I don't know. Like, I don't know if there is anything serious with Delirious, right? I don't know. I really fucking don't know. It is within the realm of possibility, but so is, technically, so is Ohmwrecker being a fucking pedophile. That could be within the realm of possibility. So I'm not sure how it has any fucking relevance here, because you have nothing to substantiate anything you are fucking saying, dude. Never. Ever. And these girls go to him because guess what? If they went to anybody else, they would ask them basic fucking questions. They go to Ohmwrecker and Ohmwrecker goes, when can I schedule you for an interview? Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. And you said Ohmwrecker? No, not me. You said Delirious. Yes, Delirious abuse. Oh God. Can you include any other names that you may have heard of?
Bro, what impression is that? Maybe? What the fuck is that?
Just a fucking weasel.
That could be said for a lot of people these days.
Well, especially fucking Ohmwrecker.
Yeah.
But
dude, you have to be seriously mentally retarded to trust Ohmwrecker with allegations. All these girls suck.
I do at this point though, right? Like I've already pointed out all the reasons why. I have already pointed out all the reasons why people should stop fucking listening to Ohmwrecker when he opens his fucking mouth and comes out with these fucking stories, right? All the shit he wants to write, like White Knight, I'm doing this for
he's doing it for the victims.
His involvement, though, right? His involvement immediately torpedoes anybody's story.
The
because
reason
he's
getting involved in the first place,
why are you going to Ohmwrecker?
Bullshit.
Again, but like, I have to seriously look at all those other stories now and just say, I now know that there was a story Ohmwrecker did not vet whatsoever, or else he would have caught this. But since he didn't do that, and he just ran with the story anyways, I have to assume that he did the exact same process on everything else he brought to the table. Meaning, I don't believe that Ohmwrecker ever vetted any of their stories. I don't think Ohmwrecker ever cross-checked any evidence that they would have showed him. So then I'm really sitting there going like, well, if he has evidence, he refuses to show it to me, and I know he handles his evidence so fucking improperly to where he won't actually verify it, we're done. We're done with the fucking Ohmwrecker saga. You have zero fucking credibility. But when you put out a fucking claim, I will 100% be there to laugh at your fucking face and laugh at the girl who went to the fucking known liar. And whatever. Let's keep playing the video.
It's insane.
But the first person alleging these things was going by C. or Psy or SI, I don't know how to pronounce it. She is someone that Delirious had only a few times ever played games with, never had some sort of in-depth conversation with, and this was all completely false. You can read all about.
You know what? Actually, this was handled previously, right? The Psy story is an old one, but this is another accuser of Delirious who, again, God damn it, John,
what's up?
You were the Psy girl, right?
Yeah. The thing with her, obviously, we already know kind of her interview. Her interview came across as, at least to me, in my opinion, it came off like she was being coached through it. Again, look, always within the realm of possibility that there might be truth to what some of these girls are saying. But we don't know. There's no definitive evidence of anything though against them. They had stories. Her and Sarah, who we now know is Amy, right? They had similarities in the sense of the whole accounts thing, right? The whole, Delirious using alt accounts thing. That seemed to be the only consistent thing to come from both of them. Now with the Psy girl, she was apparently what they did to combat her, right, was when he put out this tweet longer, and he also almost seemingly at the ready had like old tweets of her being kind of edgy and stuff like that, joking about suicide, things like that. And also she had tweets where she talked about doxing people. In one of the tweets, she shared a link that was indeed somebody's actual dox. But it was stuff from when she was like, I guess, a teenager, you know what I mean? An edgy teenager. So that's how they went about discrediting her, right? By saying, oh, look at all this stuff that she did. They didn't really address the stuff at hand. They just kind of really dug into her past. And that was pretty much it. Then that kind of went away just as quickly as it came up. And then the Sarah interview I thought was actually a better interview that Ohm did, because it didn't sound like he was coding her through it. But the problem with that one was we had these selective screenshots being shown of stuff, and then Ohm in that video specifically saying, I have more proof and stuff like that, but I can't show it because I need to protect her identity, which I thought was a pretty dumb thing of him to say in that video. Because
that's dumb, because Ohm doesn't care about the identity of girls. He was trying to bait Louis into saying a girl's name the other day, so that doesn't make any sense.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I thought it was dumb for him to say in that video, "Oh, we can't show that evidence right now, though, because it would, it might reveal her identity and stuff like that." I'm thinking, well, I mean, if you're worried about their identities being revealed, I think it's a little bit too late. I mean, because even if you're using assumed names for them, you didn't fucking change their voices in these videos. I mean, I would think if you're trying to protect these girls' identities, you would go that extra mile and actually do the most you can possibly do to hide who the fuck they are. Like maybe the way they fucking sound.
Yeah, it's because he actually doesn't care, or he's a fucking idiot.
So I thought
probably both.
Dude, it's just he's an idiot.
No, it's 100% both.
So I thought that was dumb and a complete misstep on his part if he was really interested in protecting him. Because I'm like, well, how do you know that when Delirious, hears these interviews, even if they're using assumed names, right, for these interviews, he's going to recognize their voices if he's talked to them. You know what I mean? He's going to know who they are as soon as he hears their voice. He's like, oh, that's this girl, right? If they're somebody that he has a past with, and if there's any evidence that he has regarding them, I mean, you just tipped them off.
Okay, well, hold on. Sorry. I saw this comment here, and I always hate comments like this. Not you, Sam Wise. It's just, let me just be very clear, right? I swear to God, if Liz miscarries her baby and the internet finds out it was due to stress overload, Ohm is going to pay fucking dearly.
Whoa.
No, Samwise.
That's mask off. Holy shit.
No, not at all. The thing is, Ohmwrecker is a piece of shit. He's a slimy, scaly little fucking creeper. But I've got to be clear here. While I do respect anyone standing behind their significant other, she's putting herself in that position. She does not need to upload a fucking video to her channel.
She made that fucking choice to make that video.
Yeah,
it's not like fucking Delirious told her you have to make that video.
Delirious didn't tell her to make the video, and it's not like Ohmwrecker was doing videos on LizCat and calling her these things, right? It's between him and Delirious. She's getting involved because that is the baby daddy, right? And I believe she
what?
does actually care about the guy.
You know what this argument reminds me of is when Jessie Smiles was trying to make the argument that she was going to like possibly miscarry because of the stress that the
I just
it's disgusting.
Yeah, look, if you feel like you are pregnant and stress could cause like miscarriage or anything like that,
then
it's your duty. Exactly. It's your duty to your child to get yourself out of the environment that's causing you all that stress. She could literally not talk about this because I don't believe they're going to her channel and, you know, calling her out in any sort of significant number anyways. That's fair. I apologize. I get it, man. I do, but, you know, I try to keep things.
It's that emotion, dude. It's a passion. It's the passion.
I feel it sometimes. I do, but like just.
Yeah, I think the whole pregnancy argument and stuff is just kind of bad faith.
It's like I get why people would rush there, but like I also understand how, you know, she's putting herself in that situation, you know?
Yeah. Now, Dark Spectre said Liz had every right to make that video. She does.
Yeah. Who said she didn't?
Yeah, she
Who
does,
said she
100%.
didn't? I have a real, like, because I always see this fucking. Who said she didn't?
Yeah, look, I can be critical of video. Sen can be critical of video. John can be critical of video. Rex can be critical of video. Don't know about Louis, but we.
Like every time.
You can be critical of video and not like engage in that type of shit where it's like, why are you telling him not to make it then? It's like,
no, she has every fucking right
she can make it.
It's just if there's any consequences that she tries to blame on Ohmwrecker that she suffers from making this video, that's on her because it was her choice to make the video.
Yeah, that's
all it is.
I don't think pregnancy makes you incapable of doing things, but look, stress is a factor, right?
What if it isn't her choice, huh? What if she's forced to do it, huh?
Oh, fuck off, Louis.
Are you suggesting that Liz Katz is a victim of domestic abuse?
I love how we make fucking Tipster sound like a Goron from like The Legend of Zelda. It's great. I love it. Oh, it's like a class. It's a class from The Legend of Zelda.
Can't do this to me.
Oh, I'll tell you later. Don't worry. I'll show you even better.
See, and all the details about her in the description below. After we had that C person, we also had some other people to false allegations. Some of them.
Now, look, C's allegations are bizarre in terms of the like when you factor it in with everything else that's there. But again, the way that they discredited her was by doing exactly what Liz Katz just did, right? She explained how they she explained exactly how they discredited her, right? She's insane. Look at all these fucking tweets. I get it, right? And I even saw it. I was like, whoa, that's wrong, right? When I saw the shit that girl was up to.
Yeah,
right?
I bought into it too. Yeah, I was.
But she comes across as unhinged. She does. Right? It doesn't mean that her story is false, though, right?
Yeah.
Look, I'm trying to figure out like way of saying it's like just because you're conspiracy theorist doesn't mean someone's not out to get you, right? Yeah. Same thing here. This side girl, right, who is legitimately fucking nuts, right, and says a lot of. John says edgy shit. I say this girl is fucking insane, right?
Mm.
And it's easy to discredit her based solely on that, but it's not like that means her story is fake outright. They just, I try to look at that and be like,
well, that's the thing. And just to clarify again, you know, because for anybody watching, you know, that's tuning in for the first time, nobody's saying absolutely with any kind of, you know, with any kind. We're not saying any kind of declarative statements about whether or not their stories right are fake. We don't know. Here's the problem, right? We've had Ohm saying this for a while. We've had them saying it, but the biggest problem has been there's nothing that 100% proves it. You know what I mean? It's just out of context messages, tweets, whatever. Nothing that again is that direct line. You know, when beings, they claim, right? We talked to Delirious when we were underage, right? Okay, well, sure. It's again, it reminds me of the James Charles situation, right? It's just like these guys kept coming forward and saying, "Hey, I was talking to James Charles, I was underage, and blah blah blah," and I told him I was underage. Okay, cool. Show show where you told him that you were underage and he was flirting with you or trying to send nudes. Because remember, that's the other thing too. Where everybody kept saying, James Charles sent me nudes. Really? And none of those leaked online. Interesting. Not a single one of those nudes that you got sent by James Charles made its way to the internet. How interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Very interesting.
Yeah.
And not just because you would think somebody as high profile as James Charles, right? At least one of them would have gotten leaked. At least one, right? And not just that, the fact that, hey, okay, you told them you were underage, show those messages. Oh, I don't God, I'm sorry. You know?
Or that fucking Kean Jones kid.
Oh God, that was that little fucker
sucks.
who like literally faked messages. Yeah.
And look, and another thing,
he literally accused James Charles of being Jeffrey Epstein.
And again, and just to clarify, not that he would be off the hook, right? If Delirious did receive images of girls that were underage, whether he knew or not, he would not be off the hook legally. Here's the problem, though. How can you prove it? You know what I'm saying? Again, nobody's asking to see those either, by the way. But again, if you would think these people that are talking about doing this, you know, that they've gone to the police and the police are investigating now, it's going to be over them. It's all going to be over soon for him. You know what I mean? Because he did know, you know what I mean? And we can't talk about it, but apparently we can talk about it and we can make videos.
I'm not, I don't
understand.
I don't know what, like, there doesn't seem to be any way of proving anything in the case against Delirious.
Well, it's inconsistent, right? Because again, if you're saying, well, we can't talk about it publicly because there's something going on. Okay, I can understand this. Then go the fuck away. Go the fuck away and let it play out. That's it. Let it play out. Then if you're saying that certain messages, not pictures or anything like that, because again, nobody's asking for that, but messages, right, that could conclusively prove their point apparently exists but can't be shown, right?
Yeah, look, anytime somebody tells me I have the evidence but I can't show it, I just have to sit there and go like, so you don't have the evidence. Like, evidence is something you have to actually produce and show to people, and if you can't do that, you don't have evidence then. You have a story, and it's a story that you're willing to share with me, that you're not willing to tell me whether or not it's true or false. Well, I mean, you'll say it,
that
but
just screams red flags.
I mean, it's kind of like saying, well, Santa Claus ate your fucking cookies.
Let's just say the reason why somebody didn't want to share them is because they have some kind of moral hang up about sharing them, right? It's just like, you don't understand. These messages are so graphic and gratuitous that, you know, it would morally, it's a moral dilemma for me to share them. Okay, then don't fucking talk about them. You're sitting there saying that police are looking into the shit. Don't fucking talk about it. Just go away. Let the police handle the shit. That's it. Let it play out. Let it play out. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, Pescator in chat. What up, Pescator?
Booga booga.
Oh, hold on. I got a super chat. Evidence. Pish pish. Shish shish. What noise were you actually trying to make? I don't know. Who needs evidence? Am I right? You believe me? Come on. Would I lie?
Trust me, bro.
Guys, can you think of a more honorable person than Demon King Drago? Now, he's got demon in his name, but it's more of an honorific. He's not an actual demon. He doesn't, worship Lucifer or anything like that. But, really, Demon King Drago. I think that if Demon King Drago told me that H2O Delirious is a pedophile with no evidence, I'd trust him over everybody else in this situation.
Oh, wait, what?
But only because he gave me that super chat.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man.
Bro, how long are we into this video, by the way?
6 minutes.
Oh, okay. All right, that's actually further than I thought.
That's because I skipped 3 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to play through the entire thing. I really just wanted to get into the part with the girl.
The key points, then, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Now, this is another person, Lauren. I don't know who this one was, though.
Oh, no.
Yeah, let me hit play. I don't think this one was that important, though.
Non-stop posting and tweeting just about these allegations, and then the only other tweets are amongst each other.
Oh.
And, I do have speculations that at the beginning, a few of them were Ohm. However, Ohm has since made this group of people, and I believe some of them are these other women that Delirious has talked to in the past, and some of these were these accusers, and they've made fake accounts, and they're just there going constantly like chickens, back and forth with the same premise, never ending.
Flop, flop, flop.
Okay, here's the thing, right? That is a very good theory. That's a very good theory. Okay, it absolutely is. But there are some people, okay, and maybe Liz doesn't realize this, because everybody involved here, except for Ohmwrecker, is a pretty popular person.
Yeah.
I just mean, like, there are a lot of people that will do insane and stupid shit, right? Especially when it's a content creator that's of a notable, following.
Yep.
So it wouldn't surprise me if this isn't an issue of, Ohmwrecker is putting this together, but you have more of like a standalone complex. Ohmwrecker's doing it on his own. Some of the girls are doing it on their own, and then you have other individuals who are following the story doing it on their own. Right? Yeah. I don't think it's necessarily a coordinated thing. It's just I think you have some like-minded little shitheads basically doing the same activity.
Yeah, exactly. Look, in fairness to Ohm, right? We don't know that this is just her speculating.
Yeah,
because she doesn't bring anything to back up any of this. This is her purely speculating that these people are conspiring with Ohm. I mean, there's nothing that she shows to back that up at all. So
no, and again, I don't think that there's any way you could necessarily back up that you have evidence of. It's very hard to prove conspiracy theories, but it is a good theory. It is a good theory. It's plausible, but again, if we want to talk about things that are within the realm of possibility, Ohmwrecker, pedophile, again. So let's keep going.
Nothing new. It's always the same crap. Well, it was nothing new until the whole Twitter suspension issue on Delirious' end, but again, we'll go into that later. So let's move on to Sarah, not her real name.
Okay, this is the one I actually want to talk about, but since she brought up the accounts and everything, LizCat reveals that Delirious does run alt accounts, right? Which is old news at this point. What she also reveals is, I guess, some of those alt accounts, and then says these are his and those ones aren't. I again, it's not like she proved that the other accounts don't belong to him. What she did instead, actually, I'm not calling Liz a liar, right? I'm just going to describe a tactic of somebody that's dishonest, right? And they're trying to explain themselves out of a situation that is very bad for them, okay? Give up something, right? If you're caught in a lie, give up something, right? Confess to something. Confess to something that is not as bad as what you actually fucking did, all right? Because everybody knows Delirious has alt accounts. Everybody in Vanoss knows he has the alt accounts. She knows he has the alt accounts. And Ohmwrecker knew about the alt accounts before the accusers came forward, right? So, what does she do? Just pull out, like, some of the accounts, show the people and say, these are your alt accounts, and just don't confess to the other ones. It could be that. It really could be. But again, this is one of the problems with her video. It's like, I wouldn't have even jumped into this point at all if you're actually trying to defend Delirious, because he certainly can't prove what he's saying, and you can't prove what you're saying either, right? This is a total fucking don't approach it like this.
So, Sarah had these allegations. Some were very vague, and some were very specific. So, the gist of it was that she was this poor teenage girl who...
She did not mention her age in her slanderous allegations. She also did not mention that in 2015 she claimed to be an adult. Okay. She did not mention her age in her slanderous allegations. Huh?
Evidently, online was a teenager who was taken advantage of and manipulated and groomed by a YouTuber she was fond of. However, speaking with Delirious and having had my own...
Okay. This actually is good for Delirious, and it does necessarily match up with what she says, that he always asks for her age, age first, right? because she can prove that when they hooked up, the very first thing he did was ask for her age. I mean, she can at least establish that in the past, with her, the first message was him asking for her age, right?
Yeah.
Unless that message is like Photoshop, I really don't think so. I mean, maybe someone can point out to me. I really don't think so, though.
Yeah, look, it's always, again, it's always in the realm of possibility, right?
Like Ohmwrecker potentially being a pedophile. Totally within the realm of possibility, but,
Just speculation.
Look, again, I'm only saying it because I think we can all agree it's a little bit absurd for any content creator to go out there and say, Ohmwrecker likes to fuck little boys right up the ass. It would be. It absolutely would be. But it is technically within the realm of possibility that Ohmwrecker likes to fuck little boys between the ages of 9 to 12 right up the ass. It's just within the realm of possibility, though. Kind of like all of these.
He's not that Rosenbaum guy. He's not that Rosenbaum guy. Come on.
Well, no. I said within the realm of possibility. Rosenbaum 100% fucked the boys up the ass. So, in this case, look, I'm having a little bit of fun at Ohmwrecker's expense and everything. But realistically, though, the reason why I can say that is because there are many things that exist within the realm of possibility. There are many things. Many very absurd and highly stupid things exist there too, right? If your story, though, is only within the realm of possibility and is not in any way factually proven, true or false, right? It's just something that exists within the realm of possibility, like many things, like Ohmwrecker, right? Within the realm of possibility, could like to fuck little boys up the ass every single Wednesday night. It is within the realm of possibility. It does not mean that he is actually doing it. Just like, well, what Ohmwrecker says about Delirious is within the realm of possibility. It doesn't actually mean that it's true. And just like what Liz Cat is saying here, even with Liz Cat, he could, Delirious absolutely could ask every single girl for their age, but unless you have every single message he's ever sent out, it's not like you can ever prove that, right? You can establish a pattern, right? And that's about all you can do. I don't think there's any evidence to substantiate anything against Delirious, though, right? I really don't. I really, really, really fucking don't.
DMs with Delirious. I know for a fact Delirious would ask about age. And if someone said they were underage, I know he wouldn't respond anymore. The only reason I was able to figure out who this person was and their Twitter was this. And I searched this on Twitter and found this. And when I saw that, I was able to kind of hunt this down more. Her Twitter handle used to be @AmyHughes, as was it on other things. You can see by the way people would respond to her. And now she goes by Vixen Rex. Now let's go into sweet little Amy's Twitter in 2015 or even 2014.
Okay, so this is the problem with the Amy girl going out into fucking Twitter and claiming that Liz only showed one tweet that was totally taken out of context. Bitch, there's a lot of context in here. There's a lot of context in here. Buying all the drinks for Christmas today. I don't know, man. I'm in love with a man way older than me. She was with a 30-year-old on Sunday. Oh my gosh, she's cheated on Jai. What a slag. Middle-aged men is my new squad. You bring her back for a fuck and then you vanish. Men are... Oh wait, no, this is just her being a bitch. What am I talking about? Oopsie doopsie. I should have just read all those out like that. That might be seen as a character attack.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, look, this is what I mean. Like, this stuff here, showing me that she's a bitch doesn't mean anything to me, right? She could be a bitch and still got groomed, right? She absolutely could be. These types of character attacks, I think, are fucking pointless when she actually has something on Amy, and all this is just throwing mud in her face. Yeah. And it's a bad fucking look to do that.
But any conversation with Delirious would have started in mid-2015. Early 2015 is when she started trying to get his attention in tweets. So first of all, this woman makes the claims that during that time she was in school.
Let me go back.
Just trying to get
Okay. Repping my fave at H2O Delirious, Okay, March 10, 2015. Okay, I think it is relevant that the time that she's tagging Delirious on Twitter, she's also telling people on Twitter that she's 20. I mean, the statement where she said, "I feel like I'm 16" was a year before she was trying to get in contact with Delirious. So if in 2015, that's when you're doing, and this is speculation, 100%, just to be very clear here. But as far as like speculation goes, if the time that you started to lie about your age and start pretending to be adult, that all began in about 2015. And that's when you started reaching out and trying to get Delirious's attention. I'm starting to think those two might actually be fucking related. They might. Again, it's just speculation, though.
Liz got her on that, right?
Liz does have her. Liz, out of everything else in the video, right? And there's some okay stuff. Like, a lot of it's not very good. But like
35% of it would be good, right?
Yeah, I'd say. I think
it's better than nothing.
Look, I think that if the video was specifically just about this one accuser, I couldn't complain about it that much. I really couldn't. I mean, she'd be very on point, right? She could point out exactly what I said about Ohmwrecker being the only person who vetted this story and still chose to publish it, right? When this was something that, you know, and I would have actually appreciated it if Liz said that and then said, and Ohmwrecker is supposed to be standing up for these girls and helping them, but a porn star with big old fake titties was able to find this information out.
That would have been good.
I would have fucking died. I would have fucking died right then and there, right?
Yeah.
Get a lot of fucking take me and shit. But she didn't do that. It would have been a better video. It would have been a better video. That's just me critiquing the fucking video. It would have been so much better if she literally just said, I'm a porn star with big old fake titties and an OnlyFans account, and I was able to find this out. Like, fucking Ohmwrecker, Jesus.
Yeah. Attention to tweets. So first of all, this woman makes the claims that during that time she was in school. Well, that's not the case. She was constantly tweeting about how happy she was that she was out of school.
Okay. Actually, this is from 2014, too. August 27, 2014, March 31st, 2014, May 5th, 2015. So it's not like you could say that these are like, oh, I'm on break. August 7th, 27th is actually when you go to school. I'm so happy I'm not in school anymore, to be honest. Love the fact that I don't have to get up for school no more. I can literally be so illiterate at times. Like, I think I need to go back to school for basic education. Ha, ha, ha. I'm so dumb. She's definitely dumb. But this is what I mean by, it's not just like one tweet that Liz shows out of context, right? She does establish that Amy, if she is a minor, is pretending to be an adult who has graduated from school.
How she needed to go back into school because she just wasn't that smart. About how she wasn't going to school anymore. We also have numerous tweets of her claiming she's nearly 20, claiming...
Okay, so... one tweet, two tweet. I'm basically 20 now, February 2nd, 2015. So this is like, okay. Let me give Delirious like an ironclad fucking alibi on this one, right? Okay, ironclad fucking alibi. I know who this Amy girl is. I did flirt with her. I did look her up, and I found these statements here. It says she was 20, and it was from a month ago, right? I asked her, and she told me the same thing. There you go. Disprove it, Ohmwrecker. Seriously, try. You literally fucking cannot. And you have a credibility issue with the girl that you put the fucking story out on. Like, this one is the one thing Liz Katz has Ohmwrecker right by the fucking short and curlies on. He does not have an excuse for fucking this story up that bad. He can say, well, I still believed Amy, right? I did do the research, and yeah, I know Ohmwrecker likes to tune into strings that have his name on them, right? So Ohmwrecker, I know I said it is technically within the realm of possibility that you do like to fuck little boys up the ass. It is within the realm of possibility. It's not a true thing. It's just something that could be possible, right?
Yeah.
Just because I said that it's within the realm of possibility that you like to fuck little boys up the ass, it does not mean that I'm not trying to help you out when I give you this fucking statement here. If you try to tell anybody that you vetted this girl and you believed her story anyways, I will fucking come and crucify you instantly. Because that means that you knew that there were problems with this girl's age and you ran the story regardless without disclosing anything to anybody. Do not tell anyone that you vetted this fucking story because I will immediately fucking crucify you for it.
Crow means that figuratively.
Figuratively.
He means it figuratively.
Figuratively, I'll build a digital cross, take your fucking channel, and stake it up there for everyone to fucking look at, gawk at, and laugh at.
Figuratively. Purely.
No. I'm talking about like in the digital space. In the digital space, I will build a cross. In the digital space, I will take his channel from the digital space and put it on that fucking cross so everyone can see what a fucking jackass he is. Because you have one explanation for fucking this up, Ohmwrecker. One. And it either works one of these ways, right? You can only pick one. You can only pick one. The first is you are a fucking idiot who didn't vet any of the fucking stories, especially not this one, and you ran it anyways, and immediately you should be discredited and nobody should take you fucking seriously. Or two, and this is my favorite one, right? You did vet the story, you did find something that did not look accurate, and you chose to ignore it because you believed her anyways, and you chose not to disclose any of it to anybody else. Either fucking way, every single thing that you fucking touch, you fuck up. And then you contact people crying, I just want to see if I want you to cry. I want you to cry the biggest fucking tears you have ever fucking cried right now. Listen to me. Because of the shit you did with this girl here, all those other stories are completely fucking voided out now. You killed the credibility of every single accuser in one fucking go. You absolute fucking genius.
Echo.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I prefer it when you were peaking. Peak more, please.
Delirious, and Liz Katz. Delirious and Liz Katz should write Ohmwrecker a fucking thank you letter saying thank you so fucking much. You just vindicated me, you fucking retard. Write him that thank you letter. Write him the thank you letter. Do it. He deserves it. He should put that right on his fucking computer screen. That way every fucking time he thinks of opening his goddamn mouth and fucking something else up, he can remember the time he tanked, 5 separate stories all at once. All at fucking once. Because you were just so grossly fucking incompetent, so grossly negligent, so incapable of doing any research on a very serious claim. You fucking idiot. You absolute fucking idiot. So when you contact people, crying like the little bitch that you are about how stressed you are and how sad you are and how you were just doing this for other people and how you're falling on the sword for them. I want you to cry the biggest fucking tears of your entire fucking life. I want you to upload a video just bawling your goddamn eyes out because you are personally responsible for destroying every single one of those stories. You are personally responsible for it. Not them, not even this Amy girl, not even her, okay? You know why? Because she didn't have the access that you did. You put it out there. You gave it to everybody. And you did it with all of these other girls. All of them all latched on to this bitch because they were all linked to you. And you destroyed it all. You destroyed all of it because you didn't vet a single damn thing from this girl. Or you did vet it and you chose not to disclose any of it to anybody. Either way, you just fucked every single one of those girls, dude. You personally fucked them. Delirious didn't even fuck them. Delirious, apparently, according to their stories, wanted fucking nudes, but you personally fucked them. You bet them over. You took them right up the ass. Yeah. And they should thank you for it.
Figuratively.
Of course.
Sure.
You think I writes paragraphs crying about how he fucked
I really hope Ohmwrecker is sent that clip of me at the very least. Star J&D.
You'll get it.
Great stream. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah. Everybody likes when you shit on Ohmwrecker and rant about him. So
that's he does suck. And honestly, Ohmwrecker is super low hanging fruit, which is why I try not to do it.
Yeah,
because it's a little too fucking. It's just too.
It's easy. It's too easy. Yeah.
It is, right? It's like, I'm having a difficult day at fucking work, so I just want to come home and play fucking, Super Mario on the lowest fucking difficulty I can possibly fathom, so I can just clear the game easy, right?
I want to hear Zombie Fox go off on Ohmwrecker.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So what's going on, you guys?
This is why I'm a fan. Base Crow Rant.
Louis.
Hey, Demon King Drago. Louis, if you're wondering what you missed, go back the stream. Pull the stream up.
I'm just kidding. I was here.
You just made my night, Crow. Thank you so much. Hey, dude, look.
It's for the people.
It's for the people.
How's your voice? Is it good?
I need to drink
Look,
something.
and just don't nobody harass Ohmwrecker. Don't contact.
They're not
him.
gonna listen to you.
Don't say nothing to him. Just let him be. Like
I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't blame you
Ohmwrecker
though.
got
I
enough of a
wouldn't blame
beating
you.
tonight.
It's my turn.
I wouldn't blame you.
What's up, Louis?
Go off, Louis. Go off.
I'm kidding.
Oh my god, this is fucking hilarious. Someone just sent me this. Someone just sent me this. It's fucking great. Let me show you this. There you go.
Insider, we will never tell.
Ohmwrecker
What the
just
fuck is
uploaded.
that?
Ohmwrecker just uploaded a video. The artist Crow Killer is finally here. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Nah, it's just a funny coincidence. I love that. That's great. Okay. Do you guys want to keep watching Liz Cat's video?
What time is it?
We're 11 minutes in. I don't think there's much past that girl's story. I think that's the most relevant thing in her entire video. Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful because I know, there are people that like Liz, right?
Yeah, touchy subject for some.
Look, I'll be honest with you. I don't know anything about Liz outside of her involvement in this drama, and that's that she is H2O Delirious's baby mama, right? And that they're not married, and that she's a former porn star, and she's currently doing OnlyFans while pregnant. Morally speaking, I am Muslim. I'm not okay with that, right? Like, do OnlyFans. I don't fucking care. Sex workers, be a fucking sex worker.
Yeah, but you're allowed to be judged, though. You're allowed to be judged.
Yeah. When you're pregnant, though, I can fucking judge you. I'm allowed to. Of course, I'm literally the Crows of Judgment channel. Okay, and everybody here is a crow, so we can all fucking judge you.
Crow cat, right here.
If I ever pop off on Ohmwrecker, I'll have to do it somewhere that it's not my apartment. Don't want to get kicked out.
Yo, speaking of getting kicked out, how's your wife feeling about the rant? Did she wake up or? Like,
oh my god! Okay, no.
God.
It's perfect. Okay, so hear me out. I shut my door. She shuts the bedroom door, and then she sleeps with like 2 pillows covering her ears.
Oh no! Marriage at its finest.
Yeah, exactly.
That's effective. Good.
Yeah, it works. Actually, it's funny. I was telling her, I when I go to bed, I get to go to bed like exhausted because there are times when I go to bed and she's snoring, and I'm not kidding. One night. And this is after the streaming. I'm like, I pull my headphones off. And what the fuck is that sound? I walk in there. She's like, I don't know, man, but it was like 10 times the level of sound that should be coming out of her body.
What the fuck?
It's just like she's snoring.
Holy shit!
Like, the thing is, though, apparently, if I go to sleep before her, she's got to do the same shit because I snore just as loud.
Oh damn.
So we're basically perfect for each other.
Yeah.
Oh man. Zombie Fox, the other thing I wanted to say really quick is if you ever pop off on Ohmwrecker, pre-record it, listen to it first, and then post it. I gotta love you, buddy.
Zombie Fox, I'll pop a blood vessel if I'm anywhere near TJV. Dude, we need to do Zombie versus TJV.
I would love to watch that.
I would
honestly.
live to see that.
Ironically, yeah.
Only if they can be like, friendly. Like, I don't want to see them get into a fucking blood fight. Jesus.
Blood sports? Question mark?
Definitely not. Okay. So, I don't think there's any reason to keep going through the video. Yeah, it's not really a subject that I don't. If you're a fan of her, I get it. But don't take this the wrong way, okay? There are some people that have a voice that is like nails on a chalkboard to them, and that's like Liz Cat's video to me, right? I said it's kind of like a joke and everything, but I do find her voice pretty fucking annoying, right? And I'm going to say something that's going to really piss off her fan base, but I think that Liz might actually appreciate it, you know, given her former experience and everything. She quite literally sounds like if a fucking blow-up sex doll learned to talk.
Oh, God.
Yep. I'm not. I think she'd appreciate that joke, honestly. But also, I do find her voice annoying. Some people told me my voice is annoying, and they won't fucking watch my channel because of it.
Dude, everybody has a preference.
Yeah. That's just me though. It's why I don't really want to sit through the video with you guys over subjects that are not going to be relevant at all. Like they really aren't. She doesn't provide evidence for the rest of the stuff that she talks about. Yeah. I think if the video was trimmed down and was focused solely on that one accuser, it would have been much better. The other problem with Liz's video is because it's so long and she's jumping into so many different subjects, she's reopening the doors on shit that were for the most part closed. That was, I think that's probably the biggest mistake out of everything else in the video, right? I'm not saying that people are going to necessarily look for those, but eventually somebody's going to, right? I mean, Liz Cat's just brought it all right back. Somebody's eventually going to watch that video and go, huh, that's interesting, and start, you know, doing some digging. Anyways, I have too much more to go on that. There's just one more thing I wanted to ask you guys about. Wait, here. This was the thing I wanted to show you. This is when we were talking about the Rittenhouse thing, just before we head out here.
Fuck.
Hold on. Kyle Rittenhouse shot and killed Anthony Huber, 26, and Joseph Rosenbaum, 36, and Andrew Gage Grosskreutz, now 27. Think about how much their loved ones have cried, real anguish and grief, not crocodile tears. Again, Huber, spousal abuser who drew a knife on his own family. Rosenbaum raped 5 little boys, and the only wives he ever had were their mothers who he married so that he could rape the little boys. So in terms of their families, I'm sure that they're very happy that they're fucking gone and good riddance. And as far as the other one, the UNICEF, when that guy learns what perjury is and why it's a bad thing, then I'll fucking care about him losing his fucking...
I don't even think that word will register through his head.
No, I don't think it's possible. Again, what you have to understand is, I don't think the state likes him, right? Like, I don't think the state wants him as their key witness, but he is your only person who survived the shooting, right? Your other problem is he's suing the city for $10 million, and when they're trying to bring up in court that he did have a gun, he's trying to deny it and deny his involvement at all, right? And it's like, but we were watching you with the gun, holding it and following the kid. And he's like, well, nothing I said there was inaccurate. It's like, but we can see you on camera doing the opposite, and they both can't they both can't be true. I'm just saying, I watched a guy, right, who lost a bicep and is now a UNICEF, right? I saw that guy on camera ask a kid what he was doing. The kid says, I'm going to the cops, and for some reason pulls a gun out of his waistband and starts following the kid. I don't know
like a retard.
I don't know what that guy was planning on doing with the gun, because as he said, he was stopped before he could use it. But I'm going to guess that he chased after someone saying that he was going to call the cops with a gun out, not because he wanted to have a pleasant conversation with them, right? Like, I mean, just in general, right? Anyways, I don't have anything else to add here. I think we covered every single subject tonight.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, like I said, I guess
I got something to say.
What?
It's better to burn out than to fade away.
Okay, hello.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead, Louis.
Yep.
Go ahead, Louis.
You know what I see the major problem is in all this?
What is it?
That these smaller channels, right, that get all this information and stuff, like they're being spoon-fed these leaks and everything, and they're running like, oh, Delirious is bad, or is bad, or they turned the tables on each other and they just reversed it on the other person and they activated this trap card and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, I get the whole money and the views and the subscription is like a huge draw and stuff. But if they really did care also for the victims, like they claim to in their videos when they present them, then they wouldn't be trying to persuade fan bases or viewers of who's guilty and who's not. I think the integrity would be there to shut the fuck up and say, I'm not going to make a video on this. I'm not going to share this shit. This stuff should be shared with authorities, or this stuff, like where's the intellect when it comes to things like that? You know, if they're talking about this whole justice aspect of things, because if they do care for the victims and not the views, then they wouldn't, like, they can say, hey, I was offered information or I was shown things I don't want to show it because I don't believe. I feel the angle and their perspective on things would be much more respected if they said, I'm not going to share any of this stuff. I told the people that were giving it to me, and I urge you guys to not pass it on, because if there's an investigation going on, then they should keep it to themselves and to the authorities. Like, I urge them not to. Like, and I ask you guys, if you're given or received anything, to refrain from reposting and stuff like that. Because at this point, it's not about trying, as much as you're trying to tarnish anyone's image or to bring out the truth, it gets in the way of the process and justice. So it makes no sense to share this shit.
No, not at all. Again, just let it all play out. And
but Ohm wants you to, so keep doing it if you want to appease Ohm.
I guess, but like I said,
or Delirious, it could go both ways, I think.
Look, what I would say in closing of all this shit, right? With Liz's video, obviously it shows, and again, it is reasonable to conclude, right, for people to conclude that, yeah, maybe Delirious is responsible for these other accounts as well, right? The Ray Harpy and all that stuff. But again, they're going to stick with their story, right? They're going to say, no, it wasn't. Oma's going to say, yes, it was. And really, we're not that much closer to the truth. The only thing we know now is that, okay, he's capable of doing it, for sure, confirmed by his advocate, and that being his girlfriend in this situation, Delirious's girlfriend in this situation. So we know that, and again, people that are coming to that conclusion and saying, well, then he must be responsible for these other accounts. I completely get it. And it would, again, it could possibly be true, but the problem is...
John, let me tell you...
Actually, wait. Louis and John, before you say anything else, right? Let me give you a story, right, that requires just as much speculation as what we're as their confirmed story on Delirious, right? Okay, listen to this, right? Ohmwrecker, who has an inside source at Twitter, right, contacts that source to get Delirious's account shut down. Meanwhile, he's reporting just a fuck ton of alt accounts, right? Like Newegg accounts, spam accounts, shit like that, right? And he's reporting everything that he can, okay? Then he's got Delirious' account taken out. He's got like a fuck ton of other accounts taken out. All he has to do is just pull out the ones that were engaged in bad behavior and say, look, these were all pulled out at the same time. These are the ones that are connected. Yeah, right. Well, ignoring all the other shit that, Well, ignoring the wide net he cast and all the other accounts he got suspended, right? Again, speculating here. And then, because, we know Ohmwrecker knows about his other alt accounts and shit. I'm sure he got those ones shut down, right? I'm sure he really did fuck with Delirious a little bit, right? But as far as like these other accounts and shit and all that other crap and everything, it doesn't really matter, because look, at the end of the day, if Ohmwrecker has an inside source and already knows Delirious has alt accounts, because everybody in Vanos knows about the shit that he does, right? Then all Ohmwrecker has to fucking do is just sit there and say, okay, Twitter did suspend that account. It did suspend all these other accounts. They were all suspended at the same time. Look, here's my proof and evidence. It's all connected. It's all related. I'm a genius. That's not confirmation at all. Just like my story isn't, right? So in my story, Ohmwrecker is responsible for getting Delirious's account taken out, not because he reported it, because he reported someone within Twitter and they did him a favor, right? And then as far as like all the other accounts getting taken out, I mean, there's been a lot of accounts getting suspended that have connections to the guy, but I'm sure that that's not really, well, skip that over. We're just speculating right now. No more factual evidence. We're just speculating. So then, Ohmwrecker, who has gotten Delirious' account suspended unjustly, while also playing this fucking game, getting all his other accounts suspended, then contacts another content creator, right? And does that fucking game I told you guys, where he only has to show the accounts being suspended, they're engaged in bad behavior, and the account that's suspended that's Delirious's, and point out how they were all suspended right around the same time, right? And how can you not see this as being connected, right? I mean, I know why. Kind of know why. Because Delirious did get some suspended, and because Ohmwrecker is the reason why they're being suspended, not because Delirious specifically is engaged in any bad behavior, right? But because Ohmwrecker's a fucking weasel, he plays games behind the scenes, and he is a fucking liar, right? And as far as these stories go, right, this fake story that just came up, well, given that one, and then you have the side girl and her being just a fucking crazy ass nut job, then you have Ohmwrecker's other girl flat out saying that there is no evidence to support their fucking claims because this all happened years ago and they didn't record a single message, right? I speculate that the only reason why the accounts got suspended is because Ohmwrecker is a vindictive little bitch who does have an insider source at Twitter, and that he got these accounts suspended by just casting out a super wide net. And all he had to do was get a handful of those accounts suspended and just say that they were all related to Delirious. It's not that difficult if he does have an inside source at Twitter. There you go. It's just speculation. It's not proof of anything. Neither is their fucking story. All my story requires is not an active pedophile who's somehow hiding in plain sight. It's quite literally a vindictive petty bitch, which I do have in Ohmwrecker, a swath of Twitter accounts getting suspended with connections to Ohmwrecker. That actually does happen too. And this is the only thing that my speculation is reliant on. Whether or not Ohmwrecker has ever contacted anyone within Twitter. And if he has, that really does strengthen my idea here quite a bit, but it would still be speculation. By the way, does anyone know if he has done that or not? I'm wondering if I can find a source. Ohmwrecker, just admit it, you fucking bitch. But again, I'm speculating. I don't fucking know. But I'm not making that many fucking jumps here in my logic. Right? Neither is TJ and neither is Ohmwrecker when they're coming up with stuff with Delirious. It's just we're all leaving a lot of shit out. We all are leaving a lot of shit out, right? Ohmwrecker could have just done this all out of the goodness of his heart, and maybe he does have an inside source at Twitter, but it was only so that he could email them the information and make sure that it was being given to the proper authorities in terms of like Twitter and shit, right?
X to doubt on that.
Well, I'm just saying, right? It is a flaw with my story because that could also be the case, right? He could have an inside source at Twitter, but it could literally just be somebody that, he wanted to present everything to so that they could handle the situation fairly, right? I don't believe that either, but it's another flaw with my another explanation.
Possibilities, like
Ohmwrecker liking to fuck little boys up the ass. It is within the realm of possibility, but not true.
Oh my.
Well, not okay. It's not true to the best of my knowledge because it could still actually.
Well, there were those leaks that TJ brought to everyone's attention that one time.
Oh yeah, that too. That too.
I think he took it back, but he put them out there for. So you never know. Who knows?
So like I already said, my story is within the realm of possibility. Ohmwrecker's story is within the realm of possibility, just like the idea that Ohmwrecker is an undercover fucking pedophile who regularly rapes little boys between the ages of 9 and 11 years old.
God.
That's the problem with the realm of possibility. It doesn't mean shit, right? It really doesn't mean anything. We can always speculate on what we think happened, but when we don't actually have the evidence, or at least a preponderance of evidence that would read you to they say no reasonable doubt, right? There's just so much there that the idea that it didn't happen just becomes absurd, right? Mm-hmm. We don't have that here. We don't have anything even close to it here. We have a ton of fucking holes in this story. That's where I am on it anyways. And if anyone tries to argue, well, it could be possible if XX and X is right, I was like, okay, yeah, it could also be possible that Ohmwrecker's a pedophile. That would be my response to anybody defending that idiot. No, it will be. I'm done with it. I really am. If we're going to argue if we're going to argue it's within the realm of possibility, right? And
it's the
all
multiverse.
of this is within the realm of possibility, and there's no hard evidence to support any of it, then I'm just going to say that Ohmwrecker.
Well, yeah.
If we're talking about being within the realm of possibility, him being a pedophile that rapes little boys is within the realm of possibility, while also not being factually true.
Realm of possibility is like the multiverse.
Whoever made that fucking
basically
quote,
playing Marvel What If here.
Who made that stupid quote, realm of possibility? Whoever invented that fucking shit.
The realm of possibility?
Yeah, that's like when you're saying it like right now, like that seems like such a flawed thing to like even come up with. Like what the fuck? Like,
The Realm of Possibility is a novel, by the way. But if you say that something is not beyond the realms of possibility, you mean that it is possible.
oh, Crow, you make it sound so bad. Like, it's like now all I can think of is Ohm being a pedophile or something. It's so bad.
Well, I mean, it is within the realm of possibility. So if you believe his story, which is also within that same realm, then I mean, you're using just as much speculation and logical leaps to come up with the idea that Ohmwrecker is a pedophile.
Oh, Lord.
I'm just saying these are bad things to do. They are bad things to do, and you shouldn't do them.
and then my mind goes to that TJ video where he like showed the screenshots and shit, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Ohm's a pedo now? Like, what's going on? Like, that's not good, bro. That's not good.
Oh man. Okay. Look, we're like 2 hours and 45 minutes into the stream. All right. Does anybody have anything else? Otherwise, I'm going to go into all of the things that are within the realm of possibility as they relate to Ohmwrecker. We good?
I only had that one.
Good.
I only had that one message.
That rant.
That was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We good, Chief. We good.
All right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay. All right. So everybody, remember, if we're talking about within the realm of possibility, I really appreciate y'all tuning in tonight.